Hello, friends, dearest ones, and welcome to another episode of High Rollers D&D with me, your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes. Thanks for joining us. It's good to see you. I hope you're well. Anyway, here are my friends. We're going to play some D&D. I'm joined by Rhiannon, Tom, Katie, Trot, and Kim, as always. And we're going to play our fun, exciting, very, very cool D&D campaign. It's definitely not going to end in a TPK today, so it's all good. Shakes heads. Nopers. It's a big nopers.
Big nopers
in
all
chat. Get those nopers in chat right now. Thanks very much for joining us here on this lovely Mothering Sunday. Big love to all your mums out there.
For God's sake, Tom.
Oh
no!
He broke his mic on Thursday. He's broke his light now. What else will he break?
Everything went wrong in like 3 seconds.
His mother's heart because he didn't call her today.
His world literally crumbled around him.
Yeah. But yeah. Whether if any mums watching High Rollers, happy Mother's Day. You deserve it.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Mother's
I
Day.
do not have a lot of notes for this week. The only thing I really had to mention was episode 3 of the recap is now out on our YouTube. Another wonderful chaotic mess by our lovely Rhiannon Gower, who has provided us with more wonderful chaos and entertainment and very odd cutaways and opinions to things, which is great. There's an excellent crime bingo card that you too can follow along with at home now and see what crimes the Aerois crew get up to.
Incredible.
As you watch through the series. Come do crimes. Yeah, those are all available on our YouTube channel. The recaps are a really good way of catching up. Obviously, most people watching, you've probably caught up already, but maybe you've got friends, and maybe they're like, I'd love to watch High Rollers, but holy crap, it's 104 episodes long. I'm not going to watch that. Well, now you can send them to the recaps and get them hooked, and then they'll watch the rest of them, because there's only 3 recaps out. But do that. You should do that. That'll be really fun.
You know what you could do? You could just tell them to watch this episode that is happening right now.
And get them in.
It's about to go today.
It's
about to go down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have theories.
Potentially.
We have theories
Probably.
It's time
as
to
to how
jam now.
Well, let's
explosive
save those
it's gonna be.
theories. Let's save those theories. Are there any other announcements that I've forgotten before we do the recap?
Buy merch, get the merch.
Buy merch, get the merch.
I
Freshmerch.com.
do have merch on today.
You've got the hoodie. I've got our Roll High. This is a classic. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Roll high, grow strong.
Okay.
Get
He's
strong
really
like Bree.
failing at
Very
pointing
nice
at that
soft
there.
t-shirt. Very
It's
nice soft
Opposites, Tom. I struggle with
Look
left and right.
down. You were wearing
Yes,
the shirt.
Yes, I was pointing in the direction, but I was trying to get it on camera.
Trot, roll the intro. Trot, roll the intro. Trot, roll the intro.
He's. Do not get started on me and Thomas at the minute. Like, don't get started on it. He's been a nightmare recently. He's been a disruptive child.
I don't know, Mark.
He's acting
Tom,
up.
I don't know,
Tom,
Tom.
hold on.
I don't know, Tom.
It's only fair. Mark, you've had your say. Tom, what would you like to say in response to that?
Eat my own.
Hello, and welcome back to High Rollers. Last time, the crew of the Storm Chaser returned from the Magitech weapon facility of Shadowsong Pinnacle with schematics and rewards in hand. transporting back cargo for their own airship crew, as well as helping Captain Orgrin Dallas, a dwarven airship captain working for their old friend Arvel. Returning to Gusthaven, the Storm Chasers briefed the Sky Prince on what they had discovered, including the dramatic plans of Project Vanguard, presenting the schematics and Malatir Emrys, a Ganassi engineer who worked on the project. Malatir was taken into protective custody while statements and reports were made of their findings. With only a day before the leadership summit on Horizon, the party quickly wrapped up the few remaining tasks and spent some time with their crew, friends, and family. Nova spoke with Thalia Whisperwind, and each opened their heart about their feelings and concerns. Lucius visited his sister Idea, who upgraded his prismatic gauntlet to help him protect himself, as well as some tender family affection. And now, the time has come to travel to Horizon and meet with the leaders of Aerois. And my friends, that is where we begin today. You are all called. You are all requested to meet with the Sky Prince before he travels via teleportation circle to the Sky City of Horizon. If there is anything you want to talk about or anything you want to do before you travel, before you leave Gusthaven, as a point, only the 5 of you and then Aradan and his entourage are going. Like Thalia, none of the crew, as far as you guys know, they're not going with you. It's just you 5, Sky Prince, and his bodyguards. That's it. So if there's anything you want to do or talk about, now is the time.
That, what you're saying right there, really feels like a dialogue box, which is like, there's no going back from this. Are you sure you want to continue? Finish up all
Would you like to save the game?
The auto-save wheel starts spinning in the corner.
Yeah, it's
Moonstar.
Moonstar is coming with you, but she's unofficially coming with you. She's going to very quickly
Yeah, that's
leave.
fine. That's fine.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But
Right, but you don't have to
think-
role play it. Nice.
I think we mentioned in the last episode that we were going to try and get some potions, like whatever that was still in stock before we left, because we didn't have much.
There are.
What
I will tell you now. The maximum you can buy is 4 regular healing potions, and it will cost 200 gold. So if somebody wants to mark off
Alright.
200 gold, you can get 4
I'll take-
regulars,
And
2d4s,
Take
Quill.
200 away.
little babby boys.
I believe Quill has other stock that he needs to divvy out.
Yes.
I think I did divvy them out. I gave one to
Sure.
Lucius, I think. 1 regular potion of healing. I've got 2 potions of healing. Well, now 6, I guess.
So I've got 1 then.
So who wants them?
So-
Who wants them?
If
I got
Lucius has
none.
1, Quill. Just
Yeah,
take
I'm
1
empty.
each, and
So
then
who-
Quill. If
yeah.
you take 1 each, then Quill's got 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Healing
Done.
potion.
Oh,
How,
wow.
how much
We
does
did
Nova
it.
have? Does Nova still have?
We did it.
I have
Nova's got 1 superior
I
left.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
one
might
regular
have
now.
one
Oh.
regular.
1 superior and 1 regular now. Yeah.
I also have 1 greater.
Oh,
There
I'm
you go.
lying. I've got a great.
I mean, it makes sense that. I think that did get used, Katie. I think maybe it didn't get marked off because I'm
Pretty
pretty
sure
sure you used that in the warehouse.
because I remember searching it and going,
mark it
I've
off.
got. Oh, it says 0. I marked off the quantity, but not the actual. Didn't remove the
okay.
item.
There you go.
That's what it was. My bad.
Cool.
Okay, I'll add a regular.
There you go.
We did it.
Bam,
We
done.
did a shopping
Easy.
episode in like 3 minutes. Amazing.
I mean, we're
Well,
capable of
that
doing
wasn't a
that, we
shopping
just-
episode. that was buying 4 healing potions and divvying them out. That's not a shopping episode. That's not.
That's all I
Matt's
ever
guided
want
discussion.
is let's buy
I
some
think we
healing
should follow
potions and
up
divvy
here.
them out.
So,
Okay.
anything else? Do you want to talk to the crew? Do you want to talk to any NPCs? Anything like that? Does anybody
I'd
want to use
like
their
to
cool
already
spells
said-
or powers? Sentry.
What was that? Century?
I'd like to commune with Root before we go, if that's okay.
That is more than okay. I will bring up the spell just so I've got a refresher on it. You can ask up to 3 questions that can be answered with a yes or no, or you can get like a kind of cryptic, kind of general short phrase instead. I prefer doing that than yes, no, because it's lame. Okay, sure. Perfect. So mark off the charges for commune. I can't remember exactly how many it is. And where are you
It
doing? Are
says
you
it
going to do
has-
this like?
Sorry, it says it has like 3, but it's like it's grayed out. I can't like recharge it.
Oh, don't worry about that. Just we'll keep a mint of it, and I'll check it because that's probably
Okay.
me messing with and fucking up the recharge when it recharges.
Okay, no problemo.
So where's Sentry doing this? Are you going to do this like in like your room, or are you going to go somewhere in the city? Like, what's the plan?
I think she'll do it in her room before the day gets started.
Heading out. Sure.
Yeah.
You focus and close your eyes, or kind of switch yourself off to the world beyond your kind of guardian body, and instead focus on that energy within your chest. And very much like the first time that you really connected with the Matrix, with the Prime Matrix, you feel yourself almost like in a river, like an ocean, where you can feel presences, you can feel minds, you can feel voices all around you. Thousands of guardians who have lived and been reborn, or guardians who have not yet had a chance for life. New guardians waiting for new bodies, and all of them seem smaller than one large presence that just sits at the very center of this non-existent ocean, this sentient place. There's just one presence which seems to shine brighter and stronger than the others. And you feel that kind of familiar voice.
Sentry, what
Hello, Root.
would you ask of me?
Do you... I fear that the next location we could go to may be the last place I see. And I just need to know something, just in case the worst happens.
Of course.
Do you know about people?
I have not lived amongst these living beings for very long. I knew the Guardian of Solvin well. I know Guardians. Whether we would be considered people is a greater question. But I feel I know enough that I understand the needs of living things.
So, if I were to mention the name Petal to you, would that mean anything?
Of course. That was the name that you gave to Genevieve's daughter, is that correct? The Queen of
That is correct.
Astoria's daughter. She spoke of her daughter often, with great reverence. A truly loving mother, who wished only the best for her child. It is through that connection that Genevieve and I found kinship to build upon our relationship in developing the new Guardian race.
Do you know if... Is Petal on Aerois?
I will scan my memories. Use the power of the Matrix in your own body to see if I can locate her presence. I will not be able to give you details, only confirmation on whether she exists in your world or not.
You feel
Thank you.
this almost energy, almost drifting out of you, Sentry. Unconsciously, you almost feel like Root's presence seems to expand in your own body and then stretch out impossibly wide. And it takes an agonizingly long time in your mind as you just sit amongst the, not silence, because there's this constant murmuring and swirling of presences, thousands of just whispers and voices of these guardians who have lived or not yet been born. But then eventually,
Sentry, the answer to your question is yes.
She's here.
and then you feel yourself pulled away as the power of this spell, this communication with Root begins to fade as that connection drifts and pulls you apart. And the commune ends.
I think Sentry will sit just staring, like not knowing what to do, but there'll be like a hope, like a warmth in her matrix.
Sure.
She's
Yeah,
here.
you feel it just kind of pulse over you.
God damn.
Excellent. Anything? Is that everything, Ree?
That's everything, yeah. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah. So Sentry just kind of sits there with that hope resting in her chest, that warmth kind of spreading through her, just that faint trace of still a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
And yeah, before everyone comes and gets you, just enjoy that moment of feeling that. Quill, was there something that Quill wanted to do? Tom?
Man. He'd spend the entire night before in an almost Nova-like panic of what's the right question to find the answer to not get the meeting completely destroyed by Starbane. Will Starbane interfere with the meeting? How will Starbane interfere with the meeting? Maybe it's not Starbane, maybe it's Zarkira. Are Starbane and Zarkira involved in interfering with the meeting? What if it's not Starbane or Zarkira that's going to get involved? Maybe it's Hadar. Is Hadar going to get involved somehow? Is the meeting going to be totally safe? So many questions. What's the right question? Maybe if I find out, maybe I won't get any sleep. If I don't get any sleep, will I be able to be awake and alert enough to go to the meeting in a perfect fit mental state? Or will I just fall apart instantly and maybe the situation will happen anyway, no matter if I know about the situation or how to solve the situation or how to stop the situation? So what's the situation? Is there even a situation? Do we even know for sure that the meeting is going to get involved? It's going to get interrupted anyway? How do we do it? So how do we solve the problem?
I'm gonna stop Tom Hazel there.
This is kind of a shockingly accurate representation of what goes in my mind on a daily basis. Like, explosions aside, but that pretty much is me on a daily basis.
That's not a nova.
I believe that's just called
That's
having
a
anxiety.
supernova.
Yeah. Supernova, thank you. Yeah.
Well, my question to then Quill, obviously we see Quill in this panic state, but is there anything you would like to do about it? Spells or abilities you wish to use?
Okay, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna use my divine intervention in some way. Now,
Well, it's a chance. It's a chance to see if it works.
So if I was to ask about something in the future, like guaranteeing something to happen in the future to, say, protect me, or would I have to use it in the
divine
moment?
intervention? No, divine intervention is kind of more like miracles in the moment. So you can use it to ask like a question and get an answer to it in that regard. You could also be like, Hesper, send me something, give me something that will help protect the meeting. And then Hesper will maybe bequeath a magic item, or maybe set like a temporary magic item, or maybe send somebody to help you, or give you some knowledge that might benefit you, some sort of boon. Like, it's more like a miracle in the moment. It's not like the eye. The eye is very specifically for things like trying to predict the future and see the past and stuff like that. But divine intervention can do a lot of things. It can like replicate spell effects. It can give you answers. It can do things outside of normal spells. Maybe Hesper would create a magic barrier over the city to try and protect it in that way. Like, you could use divine intervention to do stuff like that.
Yeah, in that case,
But it is a chance.
I know. I'll try to find some way for Hesper to protect us during the meeting with divine intervention.
All right, so this
so
is
I
a
have to
roll,
roll-
and your cleric, you have to roll your cleric level or under on a
Cleric level
D100.
is 12. So there's a 12% chance. Let's see. Boom. 99?
99. We would this, and this is a prayer, right? This isn't just like, this is like Quill kind of closing his eyes and beseeching Hesper. You feel that divine connection, that link that binds you to the divine power of Hesper.
Oh my God.
It's weaker. There's not enough strength there. You feel Hesper's attention too divided that he can answer this particular call.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the opposite. That's the worst you could possibly get.
I mean, no, he could have rolled 100.
100.
He could have rolled
Right.
100.
It's
That's
one
the
off the
worst he
worst.
could have got.
Okay, it's the second worst you could have got. No worries.
Yeah, it's the second work you could have. It's fine. You can. So you can't use that again today, but you can try again tomorrow. Divine intervention. You can try it once a day, and then if it succeeds, it's a week recharge time.
It was really good, actually. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Tom Hazel tries it once. Nah, useless ability. Never going to use it again.
No, just a 99 does not feel good.
No.
That's all I'll do for now. Did anyone else want to do anything?
Anybody else? Yeah, this is.
I have something.
I will, but I think
he's
before we
saving
head
it.
in,
I think he's
probably.
saving it.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you've got spells like commune as well.
Yeah.
Mine
Tom.
is a bit
Kim.
time sensitive. In that I want to cast Scrying on Starbane, but I want to time it so that it's closer to the meeting, so I could maybe try and pinpoint where he is. Like, yeah, I don't know how. Just close to the.
That sounds like you want to do it later, though. Not now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering how long is it going to take us to get there and then get set up? Like, how many days away is this meeting?
I mean, it's today. The start of this summit. It's not one thing. It's going to be like a number of days. You're going to be doing talks and meeting with leaders and things like that. But it begins today.
Ooh.
Like, this is the morning of the day you travel to Horizon. So.
Do we get lanyards when we arrive?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe.
Special guest. VIP.
Special guest.
So, do you want to try that like now, or do you want to wait until you're like at Horizon and like the first sit down? You know, think of this like the UN, right? Like, there's going to be a massive table and everyone's going to be sat there, you know, talking and stuff like that. You could try it. Do you want to try it then, or do you want to try it like now in the morning?
I guess I want to time it for when the Sky Prince is there, because I kind of just feel like, I don't know. I just want to try and pinpoint Starbane's where he is and like.
So you want to wait until you get to Horizon?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. All right.
Yeah.
In that case, Lucius or Ayla, anything? Just checking.
Lucius is probably going around and telling everyone what's about to happen, and then making contingencies of like speaking to Aerois, that sort of thing. We'll try and send.
I think you guys came up with a plan that basically, as soon as the Storm Chaser is ready, they're going to fly to Horizon. Yeah. As like a
that's what
if you need, or unless you message them and say, hey, we're cool, don't worry about us, we're coming back, they're going to basically fly to Horizon and come pick you up, is the plan.
Lucius goes and does that a few times to Aerois, like anxiety
and
planning.
Aerois gets annoyed.
Is everything in place? Is everything? Are you sure?
Everything is fine, Captain. Yes, this is the third time you've asked. Everything is fine. The repairs are still going on the way. As soon as we have everything, we will come back and we will come and pick you up. It is fine.
Yeah, and he does that sort of
thing. You can always have Quill contact us if you need to check anything.
You're right. But what if he can't, you know? It's just other.
Well, then I'm sure that Horizon will have mages there that can cast sending for you. And you can have them message us.
True. What else have I got to do? And he looks at his sleeve and he's written stuff on his arm. Speak to the Sky Prince.
We'll go and deal with that. Yes.
Right. Well, if I don't see you ever again, it's been nice.
You will see us again, Captain.
I hope so.
You see, like, the rest of the crew will wave and give you the salute, and, you know, there's kind of like a general kind of, you know, they don't expect any trouble. So, all right. Ayla, I'm assuming nothing.
She's trying to get good old rest in preparation. She's probably like when
drinking,
doing some last minute like pull ups and stuff, just to, you know, keep on top of the old
getting that pump on
the old muscles, and then probably if she passes like Lucius and Quill through the day, don't walk into any gas clouds, just as an FYI, or don't fly too far away from us, because then we can't get to you, you know, if you're in trouble. Just like little bits of like, just don't be squished.
This is not helping Lucius' anxiety at all. It's like,
I know what not to do. But what do I do?
Right. In that case,
just be yourself. Just be yourself. Do the good magic.
I don't even know what I am anymore.
He's just
Okay,
an eye.
that's
Cool.
So,
Cool.
you guys eventually meet up with Sky Prince Aradan in Gale Crown, the kind of head, the royal estate of Gusthaven. You are brought in. You are escorted by 2 elite-looking Gusthaven guards, and 2 mages as well. A squad of 4 guards. They lead you into the main chambers, where Aradan is waiting for you. This high elf, very much like Lucius, long brown hair, but wearing sort of pale blues and whites. He has his greatsword, his very fancy-looking greatsword, sheathed on his back, and then he has Malachi, his owl, on like a gloved gauntlet as well, with him. He doesn't appear to have any like major belongings. He maybe has like a small bag, like a backpack, and he just greets at you, nods his head. My friends, I'm so glad that you're here. Are you all ready and prepared? I believe that our timetable, we have some time to arrive in Horizon, find our accommodations, which I believe have all been prepared for us. And then the initial introductions will begin. So unless there is anything urgent, we must be on our way.
Well, fine. Quick question, actually. The man that we detained, Mal. Any news?
Yes.
Still.
Well, it is strange. He vanished from his cell. We are currently looking for him.
Oh.
And he gives you a knowing look.
Well, I assume the authorities will be able to handle that one.
Yes, I have my best investigators looking into it. My personal mages are investigating the matter. And he kind of gives you that kind of smile. That this is, who could have done this? Wink, wink. Before we do travel, just a little bit of information about Horizon. If you do have any questions, please do let me know.
Hundreds.
One thing that I should impress upon you is I have not, whilst I was the one who requested this summit, most of the organization has been done by Horizon's steward, a woman by the name of Danica Bloodfire. She is the best person to have orchestrating this. Danica is one of the most powerful mages in Aerois. She is near immortal and has a significant amount of power. And she's very beloved by Horizon as well. Has considerable strength. My understanding is that when we arrive, we will be under strict Horizon supervision and surveillance. They've provided accommodations for us to stay in that I've been assured have been correctly warded, but also all of us will be expected to treat one another with respect. Whether there are sometimes disagreements amongst the different leaders of Aerois, not quite conflicts, but we are all expected to treat each other civilly and with respect whilst we are in Horizon. Danica is assuming responsibility for all of her guests. As such, any infractions against the visitor will be seen as an infraction against Danica. This is something which we should try and avoid. Danica is somebody we want on our side. We want to convince her of this grave threat and error and problem that is facing Aerois. She's one of our greatest allies in this battle against this callous. There will be others there, of course. My understanding is that we have representatives from the Church of the Starborn Faith. We have pretty much most of the major nations sending emissaries or their leaders. The Dragonborn have also sent some of their general dragons to meet with us. The Messengers Guild have sent a representative as well. Many, many people will be there. Horizon as a city is safe. I believe it has a great reputation for being welcoming of all peoples. You should find all of us will be treated equally there. There are no nobility on Horizon. Everybody works, everybody receives a share of the city's profits and benefits. There are no special treatments for anyone, regardless of races or lineages or ages. That is something I felt I should make clear to you all before we travel.
Very useful, thank you.
How do you think we should present ourselves. You called us Aerois's greatest heroes or something along those lines, but aside from you and the Dragonborns, unfortunately, no one there knows us.
Oh, I'm afraid, Mr. Kalar, that is actually not accurate. In organizing this meeting, there are several people who are aware of you. The Sheriff Mirskir, specific with you, as they are well aware of your activities with clearing the storms from Mirskir. The Duke of Hiljaden is also likewise familiar with your saving his kingdom, effectively, from the terrible storms that racked Mirskir. The dragons, indeed. I believe that also King Telvin Rooksilver of Savona, of Rooksfield, has been informed of your efforts in helping the people of Savona. An individual called Arvel Dagus, the head of the Dagus Trading Company, has spoken predominantly on your behalf. You are invited, Quill, not just as witnesses, not just as people who can give us testimony towards the Starbane threat, but also as champions, people that can fight, who will be at the front of this battle. That is your role in all this.
Diplomacy and politics.
That's so cool.
You do not need to worry. The diplomacy and politics leave to myself and the others. You are here to provide testimony, to speak of your encounters, to tell us what is beyond the cradle, but also of the threats that you faced here on Aerois. But also, you will be expected to participate in things like tactics, planning, battle strategy. That is where we expect you to take the forefront. Individuals such as Mr. Kalar, you are regarded as a significantly powerful priest in the faith of the Starborn. Your connection with Hesper is notable. Things like this. I mean, Sentinel Prime represents all guardians of Aerois. There will be an extent of you may need to represent these matters, but politics, leave to people like myself. It is at least the one thing that I've been trained to do.
Okay, I mean, I fear my connection with Hesper is literally one away from being the furthest away it can be. So...
Quilek, you have been blessed with incredible magical gifts, and you wield incredible divine magic. I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, but I assure you, you are one of the most powerful.
Out of 100.
I'm pretty sure you are one of the more powerful priests here in Aerois. Still, let's go. Horizon is a beautiful city. I hope that you at least have a little bit of time to explore it when in between these meetings. And with that, the Sky Prince will lead you to a private teleportation circle kept within Gale Crown itself. You all stand within the center. A figure does emerge from the back of the room. It appears that she's been waiting there for some time as Moonstar nods to you all and steps in behind you. Just kind of, you do, I think Quill would notice that she does brush past Lucius, and there is a kind of like patting of his arm as she kind of brushes past. But nobody else would really probably see that very subtle maneuver. And yeah, within a few seconds, the mages conjure up the portal and you are led through. You feel that familiar sensation, that pulling of yourself being yanked out of space and kind of being hurtled across a great distance before you suck in a breath as you emerge into a very different room. This appears to be a large square stone room. You appear to be in the very middle of it, and there is a big stone balcony up on the kind of second floor looking down into this large open space. When you emerge, you become quickly aware that there are perhaps 20, maybe more crossbowmen up on the upper balcony, all kind of watching this teleportation circle, armed and at the ready. And there is a phalanx of maybe 5 or 6 elite melee-looking troops stood around a magician who is standing waiting as well. The mage, the colors here, where Gusthaven is very blues and whites, grays, you know, the colors of the sky. Here, everything is always very much coded in reds and golds and oranges. The uniforms of the soldiers all reflect that. Their armor is like a polished copper or brass-like color. The mage wears thick, deep red robes with flame-like patterns all around it. Halt! You must be inspected before you are allowed to progress any further. State your name. Prince Aradan steps forward. Prince Aradan of Gusthaven. I'm accompanied by my personal bodyguards, as well as the crew of the Storm Chaser, whom I believe you are expecting. Your Majesty, I will ask you and your bodyguards to step aside. Storm Chaser crew, please move to the other side of the room. You will be investigated, searched, as well as with magical investigations. I hope that you will comply easily, without any undue fuss.
Of course. Not at
Okay.
all.
The Sky Prince nods. He moves to one side with his bodyguards. You see a kind of split of 2 or 3 of these guards and a mage make their way over to them, and then the others gesture for you to kind of move to the opposite side of the room. To speed things up, and because unless you guys want to go through it, they basically check your weapons. You can see the mage uses a spell. You recognize it as Detect Magic, and begins examining pretty much everything. Any items that you have, if you've got the bag, they ask you to open it. They ask you to pull out everything in your equipment, and they examine all of it. So if there is anything, and I don't think there is, like, you know, untoward, if you kept those explosive orbs from the weapons facility, those are confiscated.
Fair.
Wondering about my my tiny chest. Will they force me to spend a spell slot to open it?
No, they wouldn't know that you have it. So things like bags, anything on your person, they're like, we need to examine this bag, please. Is this a magical bag? This is very TSA airport, right? They're like, do you have any additional weapons on you? Do you carry any spell scrolls? Are you carrying any potions? What are they? Blah, blah, blah. You see the mage is holding up a pearl, identifying every item that they can. If it looks magical, they identify it. They examine each of you. The mage steps forward. Crew of the Storm Chaser, please state your full names for the record. We only have a limited record of your actual identities. We have descriptions. We have some first names, nicknames provided to us on a basis. I need to ensure that you are the people that you say that you are. Yes, sir, please.
Lucius Virian Elwin Elanasto.
You are of Gusthaven, Mr. Elanasto?
Yes.
Do you have any family members or relatives?
Yes.
Living or deceased, sir?
Mostly deceased. One alive.
Who is the alive sibling? Family
My
member. I should say.
sister, Idea.
They make a note of that. And you are the captain of the Storm Chaser, registered vessel Storm Chaser, yes? We have your records as being the air captain for this.
Yes.
Excellent. You are carrying a weapon, sir. We've identified it as magical. Do you have anything, do you have any magical abilities? Are you a spellcaster, sir?
I am, yes. Innate.
Excellent. Innate. Thank you. All right. Thank you, sir. Madam, and he looks at Ayla. We do not have any record or name. We only have a description for you. Could you please state your name for the record?
Ayla.
Just Ayla?
Yep. Just Ayla.
Excellent. Do you have any family members that we should be
Nope.
aware of? Anyone of importance?
Not that I know of.
Often. Do you have any innate magical abilities, spellcasting, and the like?
I have this thing where I can channel some lightning. That's kind of a natural thing that happens, but other than that, nothing.
Lightning magic. And this hammer is your weapon. Do you have any other weapons on you, madam?
I have a bow, which is not magical.
Mhm.
Some arrows. Some, got javelin in the bag, which I think you've emptied out. Non-magical, basic
We have.
pieces.
It's fine. I mainly wanted to make sure that we have the magical weapon on record. Thank you,
Oh
madam.
yeah, it's just the hammer.
Noted. Sir or madam? He looks at Quill. I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure. Sir or madam?
Sir,
Sir?
Quilek Adkalar, Quartermaster of the Storm Chaser.
Quilek-
You probably have me noted down
I
as
wasn't-
Quilek.
I did wish to check, sir. I'm not particularly familiar with Aarakocra names. I didn't want to incorrectly pronounce it. Quilek Adkalar.
Quilek,
Yes,
not
we
Quilek.
currently have you Quartermaster of the... You serve on the airship along with Mr. Elanasto?
I do, managing inventories and plotting courses.
And you are also a priest of Hesper, I'm led to understand.
Yes,
You wield divine magic?
I do.
And this spear is yours?
Yes, recovered from...
Do you have any other magical abilities that we should be
Okay.
aware of, sir?
I have a Tome of Understanding. Want to check that out?
In fact, actually, it would just appear as a normal book. They kind of look confused because it's magic's been used up, right? Because you used it, so it doesn't actually currently have any magic. So, but no innate magical abilities that we should be aware of. Just the divine magic from your god, from Hesper.
It's all divine, Hesper-given magic.
Thank you, sir. They turn to Nova. Miss Vija, is it? We do have a record of you registered at Atlas Academy of Vortensar.
Oh wow, that's very personal. Why do you need all these details, by the way? Why do you need to know family members?
We are-
and things.
Well, we are checking every single person who travels to Horizon, especially through the teleportation circles. Only those invited by Danica Bloodfire have been authorized to use this teleportation circle. We're checking family members to ensure that, we understand people's connections. Is often a case if we want to make sure that any of those family members may not be associated with current cults of the Remnant, or may have been involved in crimes or any kind of terrorist activity. We want to make sure that the people that we invite here are safe and are not compromised in any way. In terms of our research, yes, we have looked into as many of you as we could. Those of you who have official records. Individual accounts are more difficult to account for. Nova Vija is full name, yes?
Yes.
And you carry this magical weapon and shield. Do you have any other abilities, spellcasting abilities and the like?
You tell me. You seem to know most.
Ma'am, you're being particularly difficult. If you continue in this way, we will restrict you from this meeting. We will literally send you back to Gusthaven. We're not taking any chances. We've been informed that this is a grievous threat to our city, to our leader, as well as the leaders of other nations. I'm going to ask you again, do you have any spellcasting or magical abilities?
Yes.
Are they learned, innate? Are you...
Learned.
Learned. Wizard. Okay. Right. Thank you, madam. Finally, Sentinel Prime.
Hello, that's correct.
We do not feel that you offer any kind of security risk, madam, and we know that you have a lot of innate weapons and abilities. My understanding is that you are now this device inside your chest. That is a part of you, yes?
Yes.
Do you are... This is difficult. We have tried to inquire. In terms of our technicalities, all Guardians would be related to you, but we're unable to check all potential Guardians. Are you aware of any potential threats from other Guardians towards you or towards the City of Horizon?
Not at all, as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Thank you. You spellcasting abilities, madam?
Innate.
Innate. And we assume that you carry this weapon and whatever other equipment you have upon you, yes?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Thank you. This we have made a record of all of this. My name is Rain Televir. I will be your liaison here on Horizon. I'm one of the Arc Knights of the Velenar here. We are the security force that looks after Horizon. My team has been handpicked by our steward, Danica, to prepare for this meeting. There are a few restrictions I'm afraid that I must impress upon you. Firstly, you must inform me in person if you leave the Citadel of the Reborn, the complex that you are currently in. This cannot be done through any sort of messaging spell. You must see me in person. If you need to acquire me and you cannot find me, speak to one of the other Velenar guards. They will put me in contact and I will come to you. I would ask you spend as much time as possible in your prepared chambers. We've prepared a marvelous suite for you. It has been warded heavily. It should prevent teleportation. It will prevent scrying from the outside. We will be keeping surveillance on you. You will be monitored via scrying spells whilst you are in your residences. We are doing this to make sure that everyone is safe and that everybody is exactly where they should be and doing what they should be. You may leave. You are not a prisoner. We ask that you inform us where you are going, whom you are seeing, and you are accompanied by Velenar guards when you do so. The meeting room itself, we have a number of meeting chambers. They have been prepared, and each one will be selected at random before each meeting. Therefore, we will come and collect you and take you to the meeting before it takes place. Is that understood?
Understood.
Do you have any questions so far?
Where's the bathroom?
There will be one in your chambers. We will take you there immediately after this discussion.
Is that monitored?
The bathroom has been it is monitored in an audio capacity. We are not trying to impede on your privacy. However, we do not want to have anywhere within the chambers that is completely private. I assure you that our staff will be discreet in whatever they overhear.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands.
If you have no further questions, I will gladly escort you to your residences as the next guard makes his way in as the next liaison for the next group. Very well. I will take you to your quarters.
About my family. Never mind.
No, we already have your family on record, Miss Vija. If you're referring to your mother or your brothers, your father, we have them all on record.
One brother.
Yours is actually one of the easiest families to keep notice of, as they are fairly mundane in a sense.
Aren't we all?
It's very disrespectful. Don't talk to Never like
It is
that.
the truth. You are under absolutely no authority to give me orders, Mr. Elenasto. We do not have nobility here on Horizon. As far as I'm concerned, you are a visiting citizen. I am in charge.
Authority is one thing. Respect is another.
The respect is completely irrelevant. It is simply a fact that Miss Vija's family live quite ordinary lives. Her mother is a baker.
I'd like to be a baker.
Chef.
Not a chef. He corrects himself at the same time. I should say chef.
Well, to our quarters then.
Very well. You are led by this individual, by Rain. You can see that Rain's definitely... It's kind of... they have like little patches of like facial hair in the same... Like elves don't really grow a lot of facial hair. Like Lucius has like his little goatee, but there's like a kind of like scratchy, patchy beard. Very pretty eyes, sort of curled ginger hair, kind of shoulder length height. Wears a mixture of armor and robes, and you can see that they have a long slender rapier and a wand on their belt. And in very athletic form, but kind of very hard to tell, you know, you're not sure exactly, you know, more about them. They seem to be a kind of very curious individual. Very lithe and thin, but also quite athletic at the same time. They've kind of got this very unusual build. You are led through several stone corridors. You see guards everywhere when you move about, as well as this kind of reoccurring tapestry and heraldry of a kind of flamed halo over a city. You don't see any windows you come across are boarded. They are actually like blocked from the inside. You can see that kind of a paneling has been placed over them. So it's pretty much dark. It's all lit by torches or magical lights. You are eventually led up several sets of stairs to a large set of suites, outside of which there are posted 2 guards. They use a key to unlock the door and lead you inside. And it is a very nice, well-accommodated suite. There are several rooms with beds for each of you. There is a section, almost like a kitchen section, where you can prepare meals. There are, fully stocked cupboards of all sorts of supplies and sundries, fresh water, a bathroom. Everything's basically prepared, and you are led inside. Rain kind of gives you the once around. They check the rooms. He checks the rooms, actually. He checks all of the rooms, and then comes back and just kind of nods his head. Everything appears to be in order. Prince Aradan has reached his own quarters. I believe that the first introductory meeting will take place early evening. If there is anything else, I will come and fetch you here.
Just real quick, Rain. We appreciate the levels of security that are being displayed here. It's a lot more than we expected. But what security measures do you have in place for outside of Horizon? Things that aren't meant to be in terms of example.
In terms of outside the city, we currently have a fleet of airships patrolling scouting rings around in a perimeter around the city as we move. They have equipped with mages who can give us early warning symbols. The city itself is fairly well protected. The Pinion Towers are all equipped with anti-airship weaponry. We also have strategies in the city to prepare the citizens in case of an attack. But for the moment, our focus is on this summit. I don't believe that there is any real threat to the city itself, from what we've been led to understand through our communications with the Sky Prince and everything else. The greater threat is to the leaders who will be assembled here.
Okay. Good to know.
Is there anything else?
Lucius runs to the bathroom.
There you go. If you do think of anything else, Mr. Adkalar, please do contact me. I am here to be your liaison, whether or not you approve of my tone or respectful nature. I am here to help. I'm here to make sure that you are safe. To do so, I may need to impede a few minor freedoms. I hope that you can understand where I am coming from.
Sure.
Very well. Nods his head, bows quite deeply, and then makes his way out, and you hear the door lock behind him. You are given a key. You are given a key if you wish to leave.
Okay.
Yeah. You are not locked in here, but they lock the door behind them when they leave. So
yeah,
you
it starts leaking from the vents.
Aggressive negotiations. But yeah, you guys are
well.
For a moment.
What does everyone think? I mean, seems like they've got pretty much every scenario covered. It does ease my mind a little bit, but
I think they are overlooking the one scenario of who is working for Starbane or Sarkira, and will ruin this from the inside out.
Yes.
But we also can't do much about that, right? Unless, they're gonna lie about it. At least there's a record of them coming into the city this way. I mean, that's why we're here, isn't it? You know?
Everything is monitored. He sings as he pees.
We know. We know.
Nothing to
Did
hide.
they ask the same things of Moonstar?
You didn't see what conversation. You were separated from Prince Aradan's group.
Is that Kim to Mark?
That was Kim to Mark, yeah.
Okay.
Kim doesn't know. Kim wasn't there. Nova didn't hear what questions they were asking, the other group. So no one knows.
Did I?
Probably asked the same questions, I would imagine.
You definitely saw them. Moonstar looked like she wanted to get away, but there was nowhere for her to hide. It was literally, you arrived in the middle of a 60-foot stone chamber with crossbowmen watching you from a balcony. There was nowhere that she could escape. So yeah, she was pulled to the side and probably had to answer some questions.
It's fine. Lucius already said that Adea's alive.
He
What?
did.
Did you say that? It's Quill or Tom just then?
No, that was Tom.
My brain!
That was Tom.
Testing, is this messengering working?
Messenger ring.
Yes.
Yes, does work. It's on a closed circuit. It's not in. It's not
Yes,
outside
Lucius.
coming in.
Right,
That-
well, this might be optimum. It might not be completely safe, but we don't know what sort of technology is on the horizon.
They scanned everything. They know that we have these, for starters.
That's what I'm
So-
worried about.
Yes. Yeah, they identified your messenger rings.
They might have a way of deciphering it somehow, or intervening.
I don't think they're super worried about us, though. I feel like, from what Aradan was saying, they know about us. They know that I feel like we're kind of here not just to talk, but to also help if any, shit hits the fan. We're kind of here.
Yeah.
I
So,
said a day
I
of
feel
life.
like
Taken off
they-
us.
Oh no!
You did. I did wonder what the
Yeah.
what the.
I panicked.
know.
I was panicking.
I
I
mean,
can tell.
It's difficult to
They
lie in
can-
those situations.
Well, it's better not to. I mean, Quill, good with the old.
Yeah, you
Casper
did
magic.
it.
I'm saying it's a messenger ring. I'm
We
not saying
still
it
don't
out
know how
loud.
safe this is, but it's okay. Look,
Ayla doesn't
Nova
care.
was clearly
Ayla's
panicking as
gonna
well.
say
She
it
got
anyway.
really sassy.
Did get
I wasn't
sassy.
panicking. I was mad. They were rude. I don't like people having information on me. Starbane has information on me. I don't like this. I don't like them
I
mentioning
like-
families. My family is my family. It's none of their business.
I
I
like
mean,
the fact that
families
they didn't know my
recorded.
name. They just had a description of me, and they know nothing. That made me
Yes,
happy.
like, there's no record.
There
Like,
is nothing to know.
there's nomad who walks
All you need
around.
is
It's
your
like the
home
crazy
planet to
wild
blow
man
up.
out in the woods. Yeah.
That's all I need.
There is a knock at your door.
Hello?
Storm Chaser crew, this is Rain Televere. May I come in? I know I just left. There has been a request.
Okay.
Let the guy
I'll
Request
let him in.
from-
Well, no, you don't have to let him in. As soon as there is a
Okay.
kind of like okay, you hear the door unlock and the door opens, and
Oh,
Rain
okay.
stands there again. He looks a little bit sweaty, like he's just had to run. My apologies for disturbing you so quickly. I was hoping to allow you a moment's rest. The steward of Horizon, Danica, would like to speak with you herself. She has requested you specifically.
oh,
Sure.
I haven't spruced myself up.
You don't
no,
need to
right.
spruce
The steward does not mind that.
You
Trust
are
me.
always spruced.
There's a
Yeah,
If you
you
would follow
really
me.
are.
There's a spectrum of spruce, right?
Okay.
And I'm wavering
Right.
in the middle here. But anyway, needs must.
Mm-hmm.
Please follow me. Rain leads you out. The door is locked behind you. Rain accompanies you through several more of these kind of like very innate, elaborate corridors. And you notice that now you seem to be in more of like the public part of wherever you are. Before you felt like you were in a kind of fortress or a barracks. It was all very uniform, very much designed for like optimal kind of defense. Here things become not gaudy, but definitely there is more personality here. There are magical lights, which are all rendered as these bright red, orange flames that just seem to hover in the air. But there's no expensive furniture. In fact, most of the rooms that you see several of them appear to be classrooms, maybe. You can see like school children taking lessons in them. One appears to be some sort of like doctor's office as well. You see record rooms. It's almost like this is like a public building almost in this kind of section of it. You are led up a series of stairs, including a long, tall, winding spiral staircase, and you emerge onto a large balcony. The balcony gives you your first real look down onto the rest of the city, which, if you go on Roll20, you can see a map of.
Nice.
As you emerge onto the balcony,
Oh.
you see stretching out before you like a great fan You see these huge, tall stone arches that end in these big towers at the end of each one. And then sloped down, a little bit like Minas Tirith in Lord of the Rings, is a city that kind of winds its way up towards the central area where you are. Behind, you can't see behind you, but you seem to be in the kind of like key point of this city. You can see that there are more towers on each of these walls, and each wall is built into a great arch shape. And there appear to be buildings and housing inside the actual arches themselves, as well as kind of scattered all around it. You see that, but something else quickly draws your eye. As you see, stood out on a kind of white stone alabaster balcony, no decorations, no seating or benches, no servants. You just see a woman, and she appears to be looking up, and you can see floating around this tower or wherever you happen to be stationed, there are these giant chunks of debris and rubble, and they are suspended, floating in the air like a giant halo around this tower, and they are all perpetually on fire. The fire just burns and burns and burns and doesn't seem to be going out, giving this kind of flaming halo effect of this like chunks of rubble, like an asteroid belt around a planet, like Saturn's rings. All this kind of rubble and chunks formed into this giant flaming halo. And you see stood there looking up at it, kind of holding her hands open, and her arms are on fire. You can see this flame coalescing up and down her arms, and you see a long red dress with a kind of very simple kind of silk train descending down behind her. Long red hair that seems to become orangey at the tips, kind of slight curls to it, and a giant sort of collar of gold behind her head. You see this woman just... The flame goes out on her arms. She lets out a breath and then turns around. She probably is around 18 or 19. She looks quite young to all of you, but her eyes are not. Her eyes seem to glow with the embers of a fire that has not gone out. There is age and power in her eyes. They glow orange like the flames that were just conjured from her arms, and she smiles. So, crew of the Storm Chaser. Been hearing a lot about you recently. I wanted to meet you all before this summit gets underway. You've caused quite a stir on Aerois. My name is Danica. I am the steward of Horizon. Hello.
I'll bow instinctively.
Oh, no, we don't do that here, Mr. Elenasto.
I'm struggling to find a place that does. Honestly, outside of Gusthaven. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, there are several monarchies still within the world of Aerois. I believe that Gisela still has a monarchy. The Duchy of Hilljaden, the Duke still relies on such formalities. They'll both appreciate it if you show them those kind of formal greetings. But here on Horizon, no, we abolished things like bowing and nobility back when, well, the nobles of this city tried to kill everyone else. And she smiles.
Oh, apologies if that was
we
disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful, just something you couldn't have really known. You're still young. So, I know your names, but if you wish to be formal and introduce yourselves, please do. If not, we can just get to business.
I am Kilakad Kalar, champion of Hesper. We've heard much of your incredible powers. Hopefully, we won't have to see it in action.
Certainly, indeed. A very wise thing to say. I certainly hope not. It is always... I have not had to use my full power in a very, very long time, and I hope that that continues. Although, from the sounds of what you have told the Sky Prince and your actions in Mirskir, I don't think that that's really going to be an option for much longer. Still, hopefully we won't have to use them in the next few days.
I'm Sentinel
Ayla.
Prime.
Just Ayla. I'm way less interesting than Sentinel Prime.
Not at all. I think that you are all very interesting. Trust me, Ayla, I would not have asked to speak with you if I did not think you interesting. I am not bothered with any of these formalities and boring conversations with visiting ambassadors and the things like that. I'm strictly here for business and to get things done. That's why I'm organizing all of this. And Sentinel Prime, yes, I've heard much about you. There is something of a rumor spreading amongst the Guardians who visit Horizon. People speaking of their hope, their new coming, their new life, wandering the world. They've heard of this herald who sends them to the City of Glass, where they are waiting. So I'm sorry to pull you away from such important matters, but I fear that I must ask a bit of your time.
Oh, it's not at all. It's the fate of Aerois is just as important as everything else, I'm sure.
Indeed. And Miss Vija, perhaps the one who has the most to share in our upcoming conversations.
I mean, do I even need to be here at this point? Everyone seems to know everything about me. My name's Nova, by the way. Nova, from the House of the Mundane Ganassi. Nice to meet you.
You're unhappy with the investigations into your past and your family. I assure you that your abilities came to me because you are here for a reason, Miss Vija. You are here because we need your information, your knowledge. That is why you are here. So yes, we've done a little digging. Would you prefer it if I did not investigate all of our visiting ambassadors and ensure that their family were not somehow connected to the Remnant, to this Starbane, or to these Wind Barons, which I believe Sky Prince Aradan has recently been dealing with? Would you have preferred me not to have asked these questions?
Don't mind about you. Just, just a mundane Ganassi.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, at least people won't be accusing me of being the youngest one here for a while. And you can see that, she carries herself in a way that is not a 17-year-old. She carries herself in the way of, somebody far, far older and wiser. I am led to believe that you have had some intense conflicts with this Starbane and his forces, yes?
To put it lightly, yes.
Mm.
And you've traveled beyond the cradle? You've seen what is beyond our world?
We have.
Yeah, that was an
Involuntarily, I might
adventure.
add.
Definitely involuntarily. Like a huge detour.
Quill, you noticed that when she asked that question, her focus was her focus became laser sharp. She's studying when Lucius was kind of talking and when Ayla was talking, she studies them very, very intently. I also believe that there are some concerns. Aradan has mentioned that there is another threat, perhaps a greater one, this Hadar. Miss Vija, I believe that you were most vocal about this being a greater threat. What can you tell me about this being?
Hadar appears to be something old, something powerful, a creature that was locked away by the Titans and Divines themselves, but somehow has broken through and is back in this universe, devouring entire worlds. And that is why Starbane is here. He intends to use this planet as a way to stop Hadar.
Interesting. There's something. I think the phoenix that resides within me, it recognizes that name. I don't often speak with it. It's too alien, too powerful, too primordial. But I get feelings from time to time. It doesn't quiver at the name Starbane or Callus or this Valkyrian empire. But it doesn't like Hadar. The Phoenix can sense it as a threat. Gets my heckles up. Makes me want to burn something. That's never normally a good sign. And you say that he wants Aerois because Starbane believes that Aerois can defeat this thing?
Yes. There's something about Hadar. Hadar corrupts. We've met several beings and people who have been corrupted by Hadar. It tends to be linked to greed, hunger, a thirst for power.
Interesting.
Forgive me.
Well, I certainly don't think that you're... Please, Mr. Elanesto.
Why did you call for us? Is this not the subject of the meeting anyway?
It is. But I wanted to... I've never been one for... I don't like politics, and I don't like structured conversations where I can't really get a read for people. I grew up here. Just before the Sundering, I worked the streets. I was a courtesan. I used to know everybody on my street. I would know the local baker, I knew the shoemaker, the seamstress. She used to help repair my clothes when some of my clients would get a bit too aggressive. I liked knowing them. You could understand people when you speak to them. Not as dignitaries, not as soldiers, but as people. Ask about their day, ask about their lives, that sort of thing. When I died the first time, it was at the hands of somebody I thought I could trust. Somebody I thought was going to protect me. The nobles of this city were supposed to protect us. But as soon as we were lifted up into the air by Hesper's magic, as soon as we were set adrift, they started fearing that they would starve. So they sent their soldiers down into the city, told them to gather up all the food and water they could, and to kill anybody who resisted. People are a funny thing. Fire's easy. I understand fire. I've understood fire for nearly 500 years. It's power. It burns, it can harm people, but it's a simple thing. But people are complicated. I've heard a lot about you. The gods have even spoken about you. My priestesses of Sayana have told me that Hesper endorses you, that Sayana endorses you. Some of the other gods, perhaps not so much. Palador endorses you. The Sky Prince clearly believes you. Believes that you are some great hope for Aerois. But I had to meet you. I had to speak with you. I had to see you. I wanted to look into your eyes when I asked you these questions. I wanted to see whether you would grovel and bow, and perhaps that's how you had won Aradan over, but not. Clearly was not the case. Miss Nova is quite happy to give me shit over my investigative matters. Certainly Ayla is not scared of me. Mr. Quill and you speak honestly, and Sentinel Prime here is a guardian. I have no doubts about Sentinel Prime's motives or behaviors. But you have her trust. She trusts you. So yes, I wanted to meet you. Ask you these petty, boring questions that I'm sure you will have to answer all over again. But this isn't in a room with ambassadors and diplomats. This is with me. This is with somebody who has fought, who has killed, who has defended something that she loves. And I needed to speak to you on that level. And I believe you. I believe you about what you've said. I believe you about this threat. I'm more concerned about this Hadar than I was previously. It seems that if it has you all worried, it's something we should all be worried about.
I'm sorry for being brash and for giving you shit. I'm just a bit tired of people talking about my family recently, especially in a threatening manner. It makes me uncomfortable and it makes me angry, and I'm tired. We're all tired. It's refreshing to find someone who is actually listening to us.
Well, I am listening, but I'm also going to be honest with you, Miss Vija. I take no offense at your brashness. I applaud it. I approve of it. It's been a long time since well, too many people bow and scrape to me. Not the people of Horizon. They know who I am. What I will tell you is that you don't have time to be tired. You don't have room to be tired. You don't have the luxury of being tired. And your family, I'm afraid that you are a known entity now, Nova Vija. Your family will be probably ask questions. They'll probably be tracked down. People will want to know about them because you're known about. It's just the way of the world. If you want to protect your family, I suggest you find them. You take them somewhere that you can look after them, and you keep them away from everybody else.
The way I'm protecting my family is the reason I'm here. I'm here to fight on the front lines because until this threat is over with, my family are not safe.
I'm afraid that's not necessarily, that doesn't play out, I'm afraid. Yes, the front lines, absolutely, but people are complicated. Like I said, I'm not even sure if we can trust everyone we've invited here. Everyone has their agendas.
On that point, is there someone in particular, anyone in particular you want us to keep an eye on? Because, you know, we're not super comfortable with a large, important meeting of important people, you know, even though you say everyone is as important as each other, that kind of doesn't work in the real world. Is there anyone you want us to keep an eye on? They're not as important as you.
No, they're not as important as, they're certainly not as important as they think they are, but they represent the populations of Aerois. People that we can count on to be fighters, to be soldiers. They represent our large cities where we trade, where we have supplies, food, hospitals, things like that. They're not all as important as each other. And in terms of keeping an eye on anybody else, none of them have given me a reason to suspect them. I'm a little bit of a paranoid person. You have to be when you've died several times. If anything, the dragons, it's not that I distrust them, but they're zealous. We know that they hate Starbane. They've never shied away from making that clear to everyone else. I worry they're warriors. They're soldiers. They want to think and act like soldiers. They don't think about the seamstresses. They don't think about the bakers. They don't think about the other people that have to survive and live in this world. They just see arms that can hold swords and shields, or make them. That's all they know. So I worry about them. The orcs are difficult. They have an adventurous spirit, but I don't know if you know, but there is an affliction for many orcs. They call it the glint. They can easily be swayed by greed, and from what Miss Vija told me, if this Hadar preys on it, I worry that they may be susceptible to this Hadar's influence. The rest, they're politicians. There's infighting amongst them. The King of Rooksilver and the Blood Lord of Bloodvale, they'll be at each other's throats. They always have been. Gisela, well, if her Royal Highness attends, she's going to be a pain in my ass. But if she sends one of her diplomats, probably won't get anything done. This is why you should never get into politics, trust me.
That's why I just decide to hit things with the hammer instead and stay out of that. Seems to be working.
If we could all be such a simple warrior, Miss Ayla. Trust me, I wish I could just burn it all down sometimes. Miss Vija?
If I could ask, because I think you have a handle on things. It's Hadar, it's not Starbane that's the threat. Starbane has said to us... Starbane has said to us that he offers a sort of peace where he will evacuate races from this planet and into indentured servitude in the Valkyrian Empire. But it's a way to save...
Indentured servitude does not sound preferable. I would much rather die than serve some other.
Then that was my question, is if there was a way to save the people of Aerois and defeat Hadar, that's his plan. And would you do it? But you've answered my question.
I will be a slave to no one. And I'm sure that the dragons will not bow. Many people here will not become a slave. A swift death? Much preferable. I've lived as a slave. I won't go back to something like that again. It's easy for somebody who's never had to serve another, be degraded, humiliated, punished, tortured by another, to think that that is preferable to death. But I've lived both, and I'd pick death.
I value that, and I hope you didn't take my question as disrespectful. It's just why Starbane is here and why Starbane is crusading.
It's good to know. It's good to understand our enemy. It seems like he, from the way that you speak of him, you almost have respect for him. Is that true?
I don't have respect for him. I just understand the logic of what he's trying to do.
Sentinel Prime, you and I are from a time when he tried to conquer this world with war. Do you have any thoughts on all of this?
It's difficult. I, like anyone, would love to see Aerois safe, surviving, thriving from this Hadar threat. But Starbane doesn't bring peace. He brings death. We've seen it before. How can we be sure it won't happen again? Even if he says that we're safe with him, there's no telling that we will be.
From the sounds of it, speaking with your friend Nova, even the looks in some of your eyes, do you truly believe that he is an individual who would go back on his word? Do you truly believe that he is somebody who would try and deceive us? And I ask this genuinely. I do not know this individual. You have met this individual, this legendary figure that we only heard of in rumor, and I heard of from battle reports whilst I was living in a slum. You have met the man. Do you think him capable of deceiving us? That is something we must know before we enter these negotiations with the others.
I think his right-hand command is capable, Zarkira. She will
That's
do
good to
anything
know, but
to get what she wants.
what of him?
I think
I believe he does
Starbane-
have a sense.
I think he has a goal. It's to defeat Hadar. And I don't think he cares what happens to the people in between him and Hadar.
That is interesting to know.
I do think he has a sense of honor, but it is his honor, and as Quill says, he will do what it will take to destroy Hadar. He will offer us a way out, but it is on his terms and his terms only.
Excuse me for 1 minute. She turns around, goes to the balcony, and you just watch as she kind of crouches for a minute, and flames just shoot up all of her legs, down her arms, and you just watch as she just into the air. Lets go. She steams like smoke rising off her.
What a power
Very
move.
intense conversation. Yeah, and it's. I mean, Lucius, this is a sorcerer. Like, she's a sorceress. You can see that this magic is innate, that some power in her is giving her this immense amount of, like, magic. That was basically kind of like a giant cone of cold, but made of fire. And she just was, like, burning the magic off. Sorry. Conversation is very stressful.
I like your
I
way of
think this
dealing
is-
with it. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you do have an ancient primordial spirit inside you, giving you immense amounts of fiery magic, sometimes you just have to use it, don't you?
What?
Yes. Yes, you do.
My apologies, Mr. Lucius. My power comes from a primordial spirit called the Phoenix. It gives me fire magic, effectively. Also, seems to keep me alive. I heal from wounds. If my body is destroyed, I am reborn. Somewhere, some woman in Horizon gets pregnant, and then I'm born again, with all my memories coming back as I grow out of adolescence. I know. It's a lot.
That's a lot. That
Yes.
also changes perspectives somewhat, I'm sure.
How so? Oh, yes. Living multiple lives. I think this is my 5th reincarnation now. Well, if 4th, if you don't count my 1st, when I gained the powers.
But your
In
perspective
fact,
on
the last time
death,
my apologies. Yes.
the fact that you are able to be reborn, you have this gift that others do not. Gives you a certain...
I didn't know it the first time. The first time I died, I was terrified. I was strangled in the very hands of a woman I trusted that I thought was going to protect me. She killed me, and I was terrified. It frightened me immensely. But there was
Now you
also
do
a
not
sense
fear.
of relief to it. Well, there was a... I don't now, but I don't know if this power will last forever. Who knows? Maybe the next time I won't come back. I don't know. What I have learned is that I can't control that. What I can control is what I do here and now. What I can control is how I live and how I am treated. And the lives of all these people in my city. I will tell you this. If there's one thing I can understand about this Valkyrian, it's that drive to do something. I would do anything to protect the people of Horizon. Anything. If I have to go back on my own desires to protect them, I will. I know what I prefer, and I would choose that for myself, but the people here, I don't get to make that choice for them.
Can I insight check her on that?
Yeah. It's a funny thing.
See-
You can do that on anybody you like, actually. You
I know.
can do that whenever you want.
I feel really
I know
compelled
it's
to do it on this
an
one.
alien concept.
I've never done it before, but here we go. 16.
16. I mean, her body language, she is confident. She speaks with an assuredness. She keeps eye contact. She doesn't glance away. Like when she was speaking to you, she was dead locked eyes with Lucius. And you didn't see anything that would betray that she was hiding anything. Like it genuinely seems like she was just speaking from her heart. But she could just be very good at hiding it. You don't know.
He's had many lifetimes to figure that out.
Yep, refine it. Like the dang Avatar. I've got 21
I've kept you.
passive insight as well.
That's the other thing is like Quill, I'm assuming, who has been quite quiet. You know, you've not been distracted. You've been watching her this whole time. Yeah, the way that she speaks matches up with the story. Like the way she holds herself, the way she speaks, it's definitely not a person who's 18 years old. You know, she's definitely kind of speaks with the weight of ages. You didn't see any kind of deception. She doesn't show any signs of body language or like nervous tics or anything like that. Like, yeah, you didn't spot anything out of the ordinary for sure.
Okay.
Still.
Danica, you speak
Yes.
very much of trust, and the lives you've led, the people you've met, you must have been betrayed so many times, as have we in such a short time since our airship crashed not too long ago. You could ask us if we trust you, and to be honest, the answer will most likely be the same for all of us. We don't know. And I think the important
You're a wise
question
man.
is, the important question is, do you trust us?
Speaking with you, hearing your thoughts and opinions, I think I trust you as much as I trust anyone, which is a compliment. I'm a paranoid person, I told you. I think that you have good intentions. I think you are young, but experienced. I think that you have good hearts. She looks at Sentry when she says that, especially. And I think you have the wisdom to see that things are not always so simple. And she looks at Nova when she says that. I think that this is going to be difficult. I think that convincing our ambassadors and dignitaries is going to be a struggle. But I think that we can at least align on several things. And to that extent, yes, you have my trust. I'm not going to ask you if you trust me. I don't need to. Because I know how I feel about you. And I suspect the answer is very similar.
It is. In that case, I hope that
She
we
nodded.
can work together to stop this as best we can. Or at the very least, to help the people of
Find the best
Horizon.
solution. imagine that your eye casts a wider net to the people of Aerois. Mine is here. But yes, I think that is what we need to focus on. Now,
Do you trust
you
us
have a
more than
few-
you trust the Dragonborn and the orcs?
Well, it's not that I distrust. Let us be clear. I do not distrust the orcs. I do distrust the Dragonborn. I don't distrust the orcs. I know that they are susceptible to a magical malady that makes them very greedy. That is what I am uncertain about.
Dragonborn, Storm Chaser crew?
Yes,
I'm
you
really
are-
bad at this. I'm trying to make funnies. Leave me alone. Quill, take
You
This
over.
is
are-
Ayla being political.
No,
very-
I
It's a
very much
delight.
like Miss Ayla's approach to this. Yes, I trust you more than the Dragonborn. If that gives you any
Yeah.
solace.
A fantastic
One
bar.
thing.
You have
It's a good bar.
there's perhaps there will be some introductions later on to meet with you. You have a few hours. If you do wish to see the city, it is a wonderful place. It is a place that I dearly love. And if you need supplies, we have merchants and artisans here of great value and skill. I do suggest you go and seek them out. There may even be people that are here that you know. A lot of travelers end up coming to Horizon. If you ever wish to find somebody, I think Horizon is the place to do it. Well, your messenger guild is quite prominent here as well, Mr. Adkalar. We have a very
Really
large institution.
Yeah, they do.
Quill,
Well-
with your passive insight that you pointed out is 21, that the first time there's like a hint of there's something she knows but she's not saying. This is the first hint of like there's like a little wink, like, but she didn't actually wink.
Okay, cool. Well,
Let's
In
go
that case-
exploring.
we'll see you at the meeting, I suppose.
Yes. It will be in approximately 2 hours. The order of business is that we will do introductions, make sure that everyone gets acquainted. Tomorrow we will begin the actual discussions about Callus. Until then, try and relax. I know.
Yes. Relax.
We have a training room if any of you do need to let wild. And then she turns back and you can see her like kind of beginning to play with fire up and down her hands, creating like little balls and birds made of flames.
I feel
like
that you
This is your
frequent
training
that.
room.
Yes, it is. It was built specifically for me. It's built specifically to withstand my magic, so it is
Right.
very durable.
I wouldn't mind witnessing and training at the same time.
Oh, yes, I believe that your magic is innate as well, is it not, Mr. Elenasto? You have an innatural magic.
I don't know if there's some strange primordial creature within me, but maybe you can help me find that out.
Certainly, of course. I'd be more than willing to help. It's always interesting to meet another practitioner of powerful magic. I do apologize if I singe your eyebrows, however.
Oh, I can protect them.
Good. I'm not joking. And she just gestures to the door.
I tweeze my eyebrows. I hope you do not.
She just smiles. Good day,
Eyebrow
Mr. Elenasto.
protection.
Just tin foil
Top
around his head.
priority.
Like a
I
jacket
need eyebrow
potato.
armor. Yeah.
Okay. So, we can go on a break, and then when we come back from break, you guys can head and explore a little bit of Horizon, or you can go and meet
Yeah.
these other ambassadors and
Yeah.
such. Up to you.
Yeah.
Couple of pit
we'll have
stops, I imagine.
a little think about what we can do. Yeah. And we've got no idea who's
Yeah.
actually here for us.
Not yet. Nope,
Other than-
not yet.
You know.
Well,
You know.
Ooh.
I need a pee real bad, so I'm going
Alright.
to go do that.
Right.
Well, in that case,
Perfect.
go do that. I'm not
Nice.
going anywhere.
And I will read.
I'll tell you
I'll
what I'm going
read.
to do. I'm going to eat some sweets.
Donation. Enjoy your sweets. Mine haven't arrived. So we have some donations here from Lebskull, who says, "Hi, rollers. I'm getting into creating languages. I wanted to ask Mark if he would like a language with pronunciation
Hello.
and runic alphabet for all spells and a guide on how to write/say homebrew ones, which is my first farmland idea. Much love
What are you
from
talking about?
Brazil.
I've got them. I'm super good at them, so I can just do them right now.
Vasvarak.
Vorak.
Vasvarak. It's every word in whatever that language is.
Yeah,
it's kind of
exactly.
like there's a million words for snow. There's a Vasvarak just covers everything. Arcanea has donated with, "Hey, rollers! I've been a member of the VOD squad for 4 years, so I figured it was about time I caught something live and donated. Thanks for everything you neat peeps do." Well, thank you very much, Arcanea, and thank you for sticking with us in the VOD squad for so long. And welcome to Live Gang for Life. I'm still doing it. Joey Jojo Junior Shabadoo has donated a triple quarter hundo, $75 dues. Thank you very much. And they say, "Hey gang, I'm on the VOD squad still, but I just got to episode 100, and let me say a belated congratulations. Mark, you tell beautiful story. Thank you for helping me through tough times
Thank
and helping
you.
me laugh when I think I may have forgotten much love. Praise Century." Yeah, praise Century. I'm not sure if Rhea is there, but praise Century. Joyous Jam has donated, "Hello, High Rollers. I just discovered you guys in December, and I'm almost to episode 60. Wow, such progress. Thank you for the good vibes during my first semester in college, and I can't wait to join you live soon. Lots of love from Idaho." Thank you very much for joining us, Joyous Jam. I look forward to seeing you soon-ish, episode 60. You got a way to go. You've got a way to go. I will say that. But good progress. Jenny Claire has donated, "Hey, rollers. Clear skies in Niceville. It's VOD squad for me today because I'm starting my new job. Good luck. Very good luck. Hope the meeting of the leaders goes well. Have a good day all." And you too, Jenny Claire. Thank you very much for the donation. I'm glad to hear Niceville is still sounding very, very nice. That is all for now, and I will read the rest as they come in at the very, very end of the episode. But thank you very much. I also saw a load of gifted subs as well. Let me have a little checky. We had a load of gifted subs from Yorkshire Dave, Being Wolfie, Dankis Prime, Cooper Orc, and Colo Man. So thank you very much, everybody, for all of those gifted subs. It's very, very nice to see. Yeah, man. I was worried. I was worried that she was going to be creepy, this Danica lady, especially with the name Danica Bloodfire. When you first said that name, I was like, "Ah, great. Yeah, okay, that's the one that's going to kill us, is it? Danica Bloodfire."
What about? Are you excited to meet? Bloodlord, Commander of Bloodmail, the Bloodlord.
XX Bloodlord 5000. Yeah.
Danica's an NPC I created very, very early before we started the campaign.
Man,
He's
I feel
cool
like
as
that's
heck.
he's cool as hell. I feel like that's pretty much what this episode is going to be, right? Just all these NPCs you had from the very beginning, pretty much. Because Horizon.
No, a lot of them I made up. A lot of them have recently
time.
been made up.
All right.
Some of them are old. Some of them have been around for a long time.
What I mean is, this is main quest now. We're on main quest. The mainest quest. The point of no return.
Get to know them before they all get blown up.
Yeah, exactly. We come to love them, and then we have to say goodbye. Bye-bye, Danica Bloodlord, Bloodfire, XX Bloodlord 5000.
That's it.
You were cool.
Nailed it.
It's cool. You'll be back.
It's
in
okay.
Like
She's immortal. She comes back. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the Avatar.
Yep.
Is that like a thing? Is that a Phoenix power in D&D? Is that like a class path or something?
No, I made that up. Well, I mean, there was a Phoenix thing for sorcerers, but I did my own take on it. Come go get a drinky or a wee.
A drinky or a wee.
I'm going to assume you want.
I think me, Mark, and Rhea are all just snacking on the sweets because you reminded me that they exist.
There's so many.
Yeah.
There's so much of it. And the thing is me and Nina, because I got a bag and Nina got a bag, so we got two fucking bags of it. So that's one. We're still on one bag.
Double bag in here too, buddy.
Halfway through.
Yeah, double bag.
Yeah. I've hit all the sour stuff at the bottom, so my face is just like.
That's the best stuff.
I got the best stuff.
Sour one. Like, ooh.
Yeah. I'm at all the fizzy sour stuff now.
Nice.
I've got loads.
We
of them.
decanted it
The
into a
fizzy
tub,
strata.
so it's all mixed up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's
love the black
interesting. Like,
currant
I
ones.
basically,
Oh.
ahead of this, like, ahead of you guys coming to Horizon, I had to dig into, like, old ass documents from, like, when I was originally gonna, like, do a campaign guide. Like, digging out, like, fuck, like, I gotta come, okay, who's the leader of this game? All right, okay, yeah, get that guy in. Like, I had to go through and do all of that. And then also going through some of your guys' notes as well, like, some stuff that's happened since. And, yeah, it's been, it was an interesting one for sure. Faux show.
Faux show.
Also, Katie, I totally stole your hair for Danica. I was just like, she's gonna have to take Katie's hair.
Woo! It's looking terrible and full of brown roots at the moment, but you know, in its prime.
Hairdressers,
sure.
lol. Can't go to
God,
them.
I need a hair appointment. So bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to talk about roots, let's talk about how this was up here. And it's
But
now
yours is
pretty
coming
impressive,
out
though.
halfway down my head.
Mine goes from like
Yeah.
weird brunette section to red to orange to yellow. It's like
Yeah.
can't make up its mind, you know? It's everything now.
That's a year's growth right there.
Yeah.
See, I've been to the hairdressers.
Trots was the
Last
same,
I
actually.
went in December last, so it's not like too bad
Yeah.
for me.
Mine got
I
fully
used to get rid of
bleached
the
in
scissors.
lockdown.
I was gonna say yours was fully
Yeah,
bleached,
yours is
wasn't it?
growing
Yeah.
a lot though.
Mine was
Um,
actually as well. Like mine was like, I fully colored mine for a while.
Mine doesn't
Right.
grow very fast.
Well, that's it. That's our break. Tommy's back.
Hello.
So let's jump back into it. Having come to Horizon, been quite, you know, not interrogated, but you've had your TSA security check on arrival. They're very aggressive about it, but you know, it's to protect you. You've been checked into some accommodations, but you've now also met with Danica Bloodfire, the leader of Horizon, the steward of Horizon, a very, very powerful sorceress infused with the primordial spirit of the Phoenix, who has had a very frank and very honest conversation with you all about these upcoming talks and about Starbane and about Hadar. But now you have a few hours to either explore the city or to wait, and then just you guys can just go straight into meeting all of the other dignitaries and the diplomats, as there is a kind of informal meetup, kind of like a meet and greet before the big talks begin tomorrow. What would you guys like to do? Is there anywhere you would like to, like, is there anything in particular you want to go into the city for? We could do with getting more supplies. I want to go and see if this NPC I really like is here. You could try and do that.
I think other
There's
than
Arvel here.
buying potions and more potions.
Potions and potions, yeah. And then you
We
want to
could
do, I
see,
mean, you
like,
could try and see if
what's
Arvel's here. Yeah.
We could see what's available. Like we could do a casual like jaunt to see if there's
Sure.
any cool things in stock, and then also just look for Arvel.
But we'll
Right.
let Rain Telemere know first. Television.
So, okay, that was my next question. Are you actually, I mean, he is,
Yeah.
so Rain, when you finish speaking with Danica and you begin making your way back off this giant balcony, Rain is waiting for you at the stairs. Like, he hasn't left. He's been stood there the whole time just waiting. He nods his head and Rain is just like, very well, would you like to go back to your quarters, or would you like to step out into the city for a few hours? What would you like to do next?
City for a few hours.
Do you have anything in particular you are looking for? I could perhaps make some suggestions for places to visit.
Oh, we have so many messages to send at the guild, don't we, Quill?
No, we have exactly 0 messages to send. I can do all of that myself.
Ah. Well, if you do require the Messenger Guild services, they can be found in the Rose Pinion, the central tower to the south of the city.
Good to know.
Rose Pinion. Thank you. Good to know, indeed.
If you do not have any particular plans, I would recommend that the Harp Circle, which is the upper sort of section, the upper civilian section of the city, is where you'll find most of our traders, most of our artisans, as well as art galleries, museums. Horizon appreciates art very much so. We are a city that is patroned by Lady Sayana, the goddess, the Songheart. So we have many theaters and museums. Even our Temple of Muses is partly an art gallery and performance space. I do recommend visiting those. It is a very beautiful temple to visit. But there are also many traders, places you can see. If any of you would like some intimate companionship, Horizon is very well known. We have the Companions Guild. They operate many fine establishments throughout the city that you may visit as you wish.
Are there any sky jousting tournaments held here?
Sky jousting, we have a small arena. Sky jousting is actually it is somewhat seen as a bit of a sport of the former nobility. It has some connotations with Horizon. We do maintain a small arena as it is still a very popular sport, but I do not believe there are any jousts for the moment. I believe that the most recent ones were cancelled for ahead of this summit to make sure that there was no incoming traffic that we needed to concern ourselves about.
Do you happen to have a list of visiting guests at the moment? We want to see if there are any friends we can connect with.
It's difficult to track everyone coming into the city proper. It is a large city. We have lots of visitors throughout the day. Your best bet for general visitors would be to check in with the Garnet Pinion or the Cardinal Pinion, the two airship towers that reside on the outer edges of the city. They do keep records of everyone who arrives. I could also, we may be able to commission a mage to contact them and check for you. We have been tracking guests into the Citadel of the Reborn and those attending the meeting, but tracking the hundreds of thousands of people that come and go to the city every day is, well, it would be very difficult. Thousands of people, I should say. Tens of thousands. That's what I said. I didn't say 100,000. That'd be ridiculous.
Okay. Too many people, yeah. What about anyone of some reputation? Maybe Arvel Dagos of the guild that he is in, whose name I've just forgotten.
Dagos Trading Company.
Dagos Trading.
If you would accompany,
just his surname.
If you come with me, we will stop by. We will stop by the mage's offices, and we will inquire if they can send a message to the airship docks. I think that would be the fastest way to inquire.
Fair enough.
Yes, please.
Anyone else we wanted to see if we can meet up with?
I was
think so.
wondering
I
if
don't
my brother
really-
would be here. But if there's no sky jousting tournaments, he's probably gone off somewhere else.
If you require any supplies or shopping, we do have several very talented artisans who create items that I think you may be interested in. I can recommend those if you wish as well. But let us go and check and see if your friend is within the city. Rain will lead you down the steps into a. It's kind of like, a switchboard room in old movies where they have like people on the switchboards and things like that. This is like that, but if it was desks, rows of mages, and they're all sat there, and you can see that they have this like stone embedded into the desk. And Quill, you would recognize the runes embedded into the stones are the sending spell. And they touch the stone, they close their eyes, they write down like a message, and then they recall or send a message back, and then they take their hands off it, and then they do it again. And it seems that they're relaying messages throughout the city using this kind of like set of 6 desks and stones, using this to kind of constantly communicate. This is one of our internal administration facilities. We use it to contact trading companies, or if there is in need of special hospital treatments, or if there are inquiries that we need to pass on, we use this to do it. You said the name was Arvel Dagon?
Arvel Dagos of the Dagos Trading
Arvel
Company.
Dagos.
Hard to forget.
Sumier, I need you to run a check. Can we inquire with the Garnet and the Cardinal ship docks if an Arvel Dagos has been recorded as entering the city? Yes, of course, Rain. Thank you. Give me a moment. Yes, hello. This is Sumier of the Citadel. Do we have Arvel Dagos on entering the city? Takes the hands off. Repeats the same message. Sometimes it can take them a little bit of time, Rain. It's fine. They can. It shouldn't take too long. About sort of 5 minutes goes past, and then she writes a message down. Writes another message down. Yes, in fact, they have been recorded as entering the city just 2 days ago. They arrived via the Garnet Pinion. They said that they would be staying in one of the inns in the Harp Circle between Ruby and Rose, near the Temple of the Muses. Very good. Thank you very much, Samir.
Yay! That's not Ayla,
Amazing.
that's Katie. Sorry.
There you have it. Your
little bit,
companion is
Ayla.
here.
Wonderful.
You will be able to identify the location. The temple is an easy landmark, but if you are ever in need, and he points at a map of the city, most people describe their location by saying between Cardinal and Scarlet Harp Circle. That indicates this particular wedge of the city. Or perhaps between Rose and Ruby in the Sightless Streets, which indicates the section of the lower city. This is often how most people communicate their location, so if you do need to find anyone.
It's very efficient.
Okay.
Very impressive.
It was designed this way. It has been renamed and reshuffled around since the Sundering, but we've made it work for what we do. Unlike Gusthaven, we do not have as much fresh water or food supplies. Sometimes the city does dip beneath the cloud limit. The lower areas of the city become quite shrouded in cloud cover. So if that does happen, it is we try and give warning, but sometimes the city does drift a little. If it does happen, there will be magical lights which should help you guide you, but do not be alarmed if there is a dense fog down in the lower parts of the city. If you remain in the Harp Circle, this shouldn't be a problem.
Thank you for the heads up.
You are welcome. I will have rain gestures and two Velenar, they call them. They're kind of elite security. The two Velenar guards approach. They will accompany you at a distance. I ask that you do not try and escape their attention. They are there to protect you and to make sure we know where you are.
We have no reason to evade them. Good to know. Thank you for letting us know that they're following us.
Please enjoy please enjoy the city.
Thank you. Let's go meet Arvel.
Okay.
Let's go meet Arvel.
Yeah, so you guys just want to basically go straight for Arvel, right? You guys are like beelining straight to your boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All right, sure. It's not hard to track your way down into the city. The Temple of the Muses is this enormous cathedral where whole sections of it appear to be made out of stained glass. Like an entire wall is stained glass. It shimmers and colors kind of bounce off of it, and you can hear incredible, gorgeous music kind of cascading over the district from this immense cathedral-like structure. At the top of it, kind of a golden harp is kind of stretched as like a giant emblem for Sayana, the song harp, the goddess. You make your way down and finding a very lavish inn that I didn't name. We will call it the Golden
Harp.
No, that's lame. The Golden Canvas, it's called. The Golden Canvas. It's a very...
I love that film.
It's a very wealthy-looking tavern. It seems to appeal to a kind of richer clientele. As you are making your way towards this inn, you kind of get some directions. You pass through what appears to be like a little market square with a couple of like almost like little pop-up stores. They're not quite tents or canvases, but they look like they're smaller kind of shacks that have been put together. And Quill, you're the first one to notice this with your perception. You see somebody else that you recognize. You see, because you hear them. You hear this kind of heavy hoof marks on the ground, and you hear a very familiar voice. Oh my goodness, yes, that'll be so delightful. I hope you enjoy it. And you see a little pop-up store called Rose Meadows. What is it? Rose Meadows Marvelous Medicines. Rose Meadows Marvelous Medicines. And it's a little pop-up store, and you see the centaur lady. You see this. She was at Callie's Rest, yeah, but it's unmistakably Rose Meadow. Blonde hair, little flower crown, centaur body. I mean, she's a centaur. She's unmistakably Rose Meadow. And she appears to be operating a small little pop-up alchemy store.
Oh my god.
Man.
Sentry is so happy. Rhiannon's just
My
loving
heart
it.
is beating so fast. It's like seeing an old friend for like the first time in ages, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
He's not even Arvel.
It's
Um,
stupid horrible.
But yeah, like unless you divert the party away, Quill, you're the first one to see her. Like you could try and divert the party so they don't see her, or like they're gonna see her when you get closer.
I'll like turn around and stop and be like, okay, so do you remember in Callie's Rest before we got teleported away?
Is that
before the
Rose
whole
Meadow?
started thing- It is. Remember
Out the
how
way,
she?
Quill!
No, she obsessed over me, Lucius. Remember?
So yeah,
Obsessed
okay, Lucius like starts calling out to her, and you see she kind of hands over, and it's again, it's Rose Meadow because it's like a little woven basket filled with like fresh flowers and like little bits of straw, and there's like a couple of potion bottles in there. And she like hands it over, and she kind of looks up like she's heard her name, and she's looking around but doesn't quite recognize the voice, and then she sees Lucius and Sentry, and you just see her like cheeks go pink, and she just. Oh my goodness! I don't believe it! Oh, it's so wonderful! Lucius, wasn't it? It was Lucius! And
Yes,
Sentry, you look so much bigger!
Rose Meadow,
It's Birdie!
so good to
Where is
see
Birdie?
you.
And she's like
He's
looking
right
around
here.
for Quill.
Make sure I grab him.
Birdie! And she like trots over like little kind of horsey trot, and then she like wraps her arms around you and like buries her face in your feathers. Oh,
okay.
you're so wonderful! Hello, everybody! What are you
was
doing
it,
here on
Callie?
Horizon?
But what are
Here
you
for the
doing
summit,
here?
actually. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's so funny. I was just thinking about you all the other day. So, you left Callie's Rest, and you helped me. Do you remember there were some people who were giving me a hard time in Callie's Rest, and you helped me. You spoke to them and told them not to trouble me anymore. Well, you were so kind to me, and I realized that the peoples of Callie's Rest were always a little off with me. So I thought, why not move somewhere else? And I heard so many wonderful things about Horizon, that they're so welcoming, that I just packed up everything, and I thought I would just go out and see the world and travel. And I got here, and it's just been wonderful. Just people here are so lovely, and they love music, and they love all of my crystals and all of my ointments, and I
What about
sell
your
so many
healing
things.
slabs?
Yes, my healing Slavs, they love them.
I'm so proud of you. Good for you.
Thank you.
Taking initiative.
And look at all of
doing
you.
your-
You look even more splendid than the last time I saw you. Ayla, your muscles, they're huge.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been working out a bit.
If you ever want any nice muscle treatments or relax, for if you get aching muscles after working out, I have some wonderful creams and
I
ointments.
never get aching muscles. Not too strong for that. No.
Okay, well, if you do that, I'm right here. And Sentry, you look more metally and big.
Things have changed for sure since we last saw you, but it's so good. It's so
Hopefully
good
for
to
the
see
better.
you again.
Yes, you
yes.
too. Wonderful.
Oh,
Well, is
feel
there
like it's been
anything
a
I
long
can
time.
get you? I have a few potions and things. If you're interested, I know that you were interested in them before.
Yes, that
Yeah,
would be very
yeah.
useful. What do you have?
Oh, well, I have in terms of healing, I do have one very powerful healing potion. I only have the one, I'm afraid. There's not a lot of it was more sort of a personal project to see if I could make it rather than something that I ever expected to sell. A superior healing potion. I also have several greater healing potions, but I also have some other ones that may be of interest to you. Let's see here. I have a potion of fire resistance, and I have a potion of poison resistance. I have some anti-poisons, which are if you become ill or sick, you can take this and it'll make you feel better. I also have this potion will turn you into a gas, and you can float through the air and be one with the wind.
Actually
How many of those have
speaking,
you used?
I'm gonna messenger ring while smiling and trying to nod like this. I think the fire resistance potion might be very, very, very useful, just in case.
Yeah. maybe?
Yes, birdie.
We would like the fire resistance potion, I think, and maybe some of the healing as well. What sort of price for these?
Yeah, what price for
the
Quill?
superior healing potion.
For Quilly.
I am not
well,
for sale.
for my little birdie, I'm afraid that the superior potion is very difficult to make. It has a lot of rare ingredients. That would probably need to be at least, let me think. I think 600 gold. And the fire resistance potion would probably be about 300. And then the greater ones, 200 each. But I only have 2 of those.
I mean, messengering. We have 18,882 gold.
And only one life. I say we take it. And we help out Rose Meadow.
We'll round it up.
So
That's
hang on.
not quite what I
that'd be
meant.
400.
1,300.
It's about 1,300 total. So you could, if you want to give her more, you could give her more. You know, selling these potions would be such a help. I'm trying to save up to buy a bigger store here in Horizon. So if I can sell you this superior, that would be a huge help.
Have you
Messenger
tested
ring,
it?
1,500, 1,500, 1,500.
I'm okay with that.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, in that case, Rose Meadow, we'll take the potions. And also, a tip on top. You helped us greatly in Callie's Rest, and it
She
was
starts
very
crying.
useful.
No, I can't possibly take it, dude. That's so kind of you.
Now, I really don't want to act cuter than I am, but this tiny chest is my wallet.
A tiny chest, and it's gold, and it's got gemstones on it. It's so cute. You're the cutest Birdman I've ever seen. I'm just crying. It's so cute.
Rose Meadow. Have you noticed that he's got 2 wings now as well?
Oh
He's
my
got
god,
2
they
wings now
fixed
as
your
well.
wing! Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You would have loved a few weeks ago. We all had this collective dream where we were toys. You would have loved that.
I think that she can't quite. She's like, what? She's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's a whole
Well,
thing.
at least you have to take, and she like starts putting like all the potions together in this really ornate, kind of like luxury, kind of like a wooden kind of like container, and it's got like flowers in it. And then she starts putting in like shampoos and the muscle cream, and she starts putting in like a feather ointment for Quill, and then there's like a plant growth for Sentry. She's like looking at Nova, and like maybe there's like something to like you know, I don't know, like something for like cloud
Like
hair
a
that she's
menthol rub. No, a menthol rub. So when I'm
rub, yeah.
studying and I have
Like
a
an eye
headache,
mask.
like
yeah.
yeah.
And then for Lucius, there's an eye mask in there as well, and like she's like putting all of these like cosmetics in.
Do you have any
It's all natural ingredients.
Do you have any like quick hair growth ointments, anything like that?
Yes,
Eyebrows?
yes, I have something like that. Yes, I have something like that, and she puts that in as well.
I'm like, does it grow in a day?
Oh no, it can't grow in a day, Lucius. No, but if you put it on every night for a week, you will begin to see it grow a good bit faster.
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, here you go. Thank you so much. I'm assuming you give her the gold.
I give it a go, yeah, and I have to use a 4th level spell slot to do it as well.
Because you have to summon the chest.
Who's taken the gold off? Are
This is
you?
why.
I think Tom did.
I've got it. Yeah, I've got it all. I've still got. I've got
Let's mark that off.
17,382 in my currency on D&D
Okay.
Beyond right now.
Are you gonna put the potions in the chest as well, or are you gonna keep those on you and divvy those out?
I think it's a divvy situation. Yeah.
All right, we can do that later. You don't have to do that now. Just make a note of them all. So 1 superior, 2 greaters, potion of fire resistance.
Excellent. Now, when we come see you next, where is your new store
Yes.
going to be?
Well, I'm gonna try and keep it here in the harp circle because it's just you get better trade here. But I don't think I'll be able to be as close to the Temple of Muses. I really there's a wing here. There's a part of the city called the Rose Wing, and I thought that I'm Rose Meadow. I should put my store somewhere in there.
That would suit you so much.
That's what I'm hoping. But it's so you don't know what it means to me to see you all again and to know that you're all safe. When you vanished from Callie's Rest, your little dwarven friend, he was so worried about you. He came and was asking me if I'd seen you. He was asking everyone in Callie's Rest. I hope that have you managed to find him again? The very handsome dwarf man.
You won't believe this. He's right here, pretty much. Just around the corner.
Yeah. You know what? I was reading my tea leaves this morning, and they said it is a day for connections, for that which was apart to come together again.
It's happening.
Makes a lot of
It's
sense at the
happening
summit
right
as well.
now.
Did you know about the summit in advance, or?
Yeah.
Summit?
Out
What
of
are you talking
coincidence-
about?
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any readings for tomorrow?
Well, I can't do my tea readings for tomorrow until tomorrow.
Okay. True.
Right.
True. I just.
But I will if you come by. We could do them together.
Oh my
Good.
god.
I hope we have the time.
Of course we can, Cinchu. Oh no, your messenger ringing. Sorry.
Well,
Sure.
until
Why
then,
not? Why not?
Yes.
stay safe. It's
Okay,
always a pleasure.
we'll have coffee, and I've got some little vegan cupcakes, and we can do the tea leaves together, and it'll be so wonderful.
Sounds
Perfect.
delightful.
Well, you all have just a wonderful day now. Bye.
And you. Goodbye. She's the
And yeah,
best.
like a couple of streets down, you see this the Golden Canvas Tavern. You very clearly the signpost is of this beautiful kind of golden field painting with an easel and the paintbrushes and all of that kind of stood out. Inside is a very wealthy establishment, a big plush long wooden bar, various booths with leather and suedette seating, but all over the place are pieces of art, like actual unique local art. There's a kind of little wooden inscription for each of the artists. They're all for sale. It looks like this is almost like a gallery and tavern combined together. It's quite busy. You can see a lot of people kind of chatting and talking amongst themselves. You don't hear that familiar drawl when you first enter. What would you guys like to do?
Quill, can you see him?
No. I'm gonna say no. Mark hasn't said anything. I'm gonna say no.
You don't see him immediately here, no.
No. He could be out. I mean, we could just ask the guy over there, the innkeeper
It's
guy.
it's a halfling man. Big mustache, kind of twirled around. He's got like little spectacles on, slicked back hair. He's behind the bar. You can see him just pouring a few drinks, mainly things like wine. It's a bit more of a fancy establishment, so he's kind of got like a very nice crisp white shirt on with a little kind of apron, and he's pouring a couple of wine glasses for some travelers. If you make your way over to him, he's just like, hello there, my good travelers. How can I help you? Welcome to the Golden Canvas. If you'd like to purchase any of the art, please come and see me, and I can arrange it to be taken off and transported for you. How can I help you?
Wow. I had no idea that was an option. We're here looking for Arvel Dagos. We believe he's staying here.
Mr. Dagus, of course, yes. You're friends of his?
We are, yes. Old friends.
Well, would you just mind, bit of a company policy. I'll go and check with him. What are your names? I'll just make sure that you are actually friends of his.
Oh, the Storm Chaser. Quill, Lucius, Nova, Sentry, Ayla. Quill will work.
Lucius, Nova, Sentry, Ayla, Storm Chaser. Very well. Just give me one moment, just a few minutes, just to go and speak with Mr. Dakus, if that's all right.
Thank you. Wow, you have incredible
You're more than
recollection.
welcome, sir. More than welcome. You hear his like little feet goes out the back, goes up some stairs. A few minutes later, he comes down. Well, Mr. Dagus is in room number 6, and he would very much like to see you. He's asked me to bring up some food and some drinks. We're gonna bring that up for you just in a moment. There, is that all right, lovely? Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Oh, bye. Okay, bye.
He starts like going in and he's pulling out. He's like sniffs like a bottle. He's like, no, that's not the good stuff. This one, oh yeah. He starts putting like bottles and things away, and he's like, Mildred, we need to get all the best. What cakes have we got? Have we got any cakes? What about savouries? Have we got any savouries? Oh, we got that nice sausage. Yeah, let's get that in, and cheeses, and like he's going off and trying to whip up some sort of like lovely little meal.
It's very, very Arvel. Just ordering the best stuff, please.
Money man.
Yeah. I'm assuming you guys go up and find room number 6.
Yes.
No, we leave. Oh, yeah.
Sure. I figured. Room number 6 is the end hall suite, and it has its own little balcony that looks out onto the cathedral, the Temple of the Muses. And yeah, the door is open, and when you open it, you step inside. Very opulent, very well kept. You see a familiar-looking crossbow left on a table side. You see a big, heavy bag, like a traveler's backpack, an explorer's backpack, laden with all sorts of things. You can see there are all sorts of papers on the desk. And then just kind of the doors to the balcony open, and stood there kind of looking out onto the temple. You see a familiar dwarven back. A kind of white crisp shirt, big cowboy hat, big tall boots, traveling cowboy boots. And when he hears the door, you see him turn around. Big thick beard, braided, kept immaculately. Gold gem-studded little toggles around his beard. He looks way better than when he was traveling with you. You know, you had crashed. He'd been sort of like living as rough as he could when he was traveling with you. But now you see Arvel Dagus. That seems he doesn't have a cane or anything. He is this very handsome, rich-looking dwarf man, and when he sees you, he kind of tips the hat up, and you can see that he is desperately trying to keep his stuff together. He's like trying not to cry, and he's just like, well, look who it is.
It has been far too long, Arvel. Far too long.
Glad you're all alive.
Sentry's just gonna sprint in and give him a big
throw.
hug.
Yeah, just it's gonna be a race to see who squashed us in first.
Nova, you actually get in and hug Arvel, and then Sentry gets both of you and picks you both up. And yeah, he's just like slamming you in the back, and he's just like, oh, by the gods, I didn't know what had got you. You all, what happened? Jeez. Let's sit down. I think this is going to be a long story.
Well, yeah. I mean, this goes all the way
a little
back
bit.
to Cowley's Rest. It's a pretty long story, yeah.
Yeah. Lucius, it's really good to see you, boy.
Lucius will just walk up and put a hand out.
Takes the hand and then pulls you down. He's like, no, come here. And he's like, trying to
I was going to do the same to you. It's good to see you.
Come on. So good to see you, boy.
You both pull at the same time, just smash into each other.
Let's smash it. That's it. It's just, I mean, when your message came in my head, Quill, I didn't know if I was dreaming or not. You just vanished. It's like you went into that abbey and then just nothing. And then they went up, and a few days later they sent people up there to try and see what had happened. There was just nobody there. It was like the place was a ghost. It was like it was a ghost abbey. It was just empty.
Huh.
The entire abbey?
Do you know? The whole place, there was blood, there were signs of fighting, but there's no bodies, no people, nothing. What about Vala? Where is she?
She's safe. She's safe. Starbane has her.
What? Then she ain't safe? What do you mean?
No,
that's not possible. What?
It turns out she's Starbane's daughter.
No, yeah. What? This is a joke. This is a prank or something. You're.
Arvo,
This
do
is
you
ridiculous.
remember? Do you remember she had those abilities that we were never really sure where they came from?
Magic? Sure, but Lucius has magic. Nova's
Yeah,
got
but not
magic.
a kid that small having that kind of power, you know?
No, she's just
She's
a
actually-
kid.
She's the only reason that we kind of made it, because she saved our butts.
He takes his hat off and kind of sits down. Well, it's all a bit much for me. I'm just a businessman. This all seems well beyond me. You sure you're not joking? If this is a joke, it's a really bad one. I don't like it.
It's not a joke, and you are not just a businessman. You have a very good reputation, and your endorsement is one of the reasons we're here. We owe you that, so thank you.
I'm glad that Telvin listened. Some of the merchants guild don't like me, but Telvin's always had a soft spot for me. He's a good man. If you're gonna be speaking with these leaders, Telvin's a good man. He's a good one. You can trust him. Don't trust the blood. Anybody from Bloodvale, don't you trust them? They're slippery fellas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slippery Bloodvale.
They're all about war and fighting and stuff. So.
We met some of your employees actually recently. Dallas Orgren.
Dallas, yeah. The man's he's like a brother to me. We kind of grew up together.
Has he
I'm glad to
contacted you
hear it.
recently?
No. But then I literally came straight from Gold Throne. I brought as much credit and gold as I could, and when Telvin said that y'all would be coming to this meeting, I just came straight here.
Oh wow.
So you're in Horizon to meet us?
I've been waiting. It's been here a few days now, but I had some business still in Gold Throne. But of course, y'all saved my life in that airship. Don't think I ain't forgotten, because I ain't, and I won't.
We've missed you, Arvo. We've missed you a lot.
Me too, kid. Missed you all. But Vala, we got to do something. Telvin's. I heard tell there's something about this Starbane, but that's just a legend to most folks like us. But if Vala's, we got to rescue her. We got to do something.
We're planning on doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on that.
We've somehow got
whatever you need
mixed up in the events of all of Aerois and beyond, it turns out. When we got swept away at Kaylee's Rest, we didn't know what we were put on the front lines of, but Vala is at the center of it all, and we are still determined to get her back.
Whether she's at the center of it all or whether she's Starbane's daughter or whatever, I mean, you know that kid. She's just a good kid. She don't deserve to be wrapped up in all this.
We know. Of course.
Good.
We'll get her back.
Well, whatever you need. You need anything. That's why I came to wait for you. The Dagus Trading Company's resources are yours. Whatever you need.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so kind, Arvo.
Speaking of, I had to drag this. I brought this here. He goes over, opens up a trunk, pulls out a suit. It's the fucking He pulls out this suit of pale leather armor. And he's like,
Now you can stop asking about it.
I picked that up in Gold Throne. I've been carrying that around with me for 2 months.
Oh yeah.
It's your problem now.
Okay, thank you.
Is it better than anyone's armor?
Can
Or is it
anyone
just
wear
like-
it?
It's I'll tell you now. It's studded leather armor. and you get poison resistance when you wear it. You don't get like an AC bonus, but it does give you poison resistance.
You know what?
Well, actually,
I could use that. I could use. I've got studded leather, and I could take the poison resistance.
Nice. Yes, it's
We did it, everybody! Campaign over. We got the wyvern armor.
Tom, I will need to add it to D&D Beyond. I'll need to add it to D&D
Sure.
Beyond, but it's normal studded leather armor, so your AC won't go up, but you'll just gain poison resistance while you're wearing it.
Nice. Yeah, I'll just
The
add
bird
that now.
wears the dragon.
There we go. Ugh, been dragging that thing all over the place. Wouldn't believe it. I thought, you know, I was like, I could sell it. Maybe I'll just give them the gold if I sell it, but well, I wasn't sure if you'd need it, so I've been lugging it around. I mean, not like I've been lugging it around. My staff's been lugging it around, but you get the idea. You get the idea.
Yeah.
There's a knock at the door, and the little halfling man is like, oh, hello, Mr. Day. Just got your drinks and your food here. And he starts bringing it in, laying out like a platter. It's like a platter of like cheeses and bread and sausages. It's like a little meze platter. And then he's got like, he brings in like a little barrel of ale with a little spigot, and there's like a whiskey and all the glasses. He's like, anything else I can do for you, Mr. Degas, or your guests? Anything else? He's like, no, thank you, Pierre. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. We'll be fine. Just a bit of privacy to catch up with some old friends. Gets out the room.
Can we?
Very nice man. Very nice man, Pierre.
Can we just like have a really nice conversation and drink wine and eat cheese
You
and fade to black,
can
and then
absolutely. Yep.
that's it.
That's
No,
credits
no.
We
roll.
tell him everything. Yeah.
We got the whip.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's it.
You've only got like a couple of hours, so yeah, you can literally
I
by
mean,
the
like,
time like
campaign.
you're done.
No, just
Oh,
Yeah, no,
campaign?
campaign's
No,
done.
absolutely not.
Campaign
We've
over.
done it.
Yeah, done.
We achieved the objective of get the armor. That's it. Done.
This feels
The rest
really
of the
nice
story,
right now.
it's up to you to
Yeah.
finish. We're done.
Where did we pick that shit up? Like, literally
What, the
2
wyvern
I think
years
that was
armor?
from
I cannot
Kaylee's Rest,
remember.
wasn't it?
All I remember.
Yeah.
Well,
2 years ago.
It was Tracker and Scout when we killed the wyvern, helping them too.
Oh,
And then we
yeah.
made
that's
the
right.
and then we
It was
made
on
it
the
into
route
armor.
into
Recap.
It was
Kaylee's
on
rest.
the way to Kaylee's Rest. It wasn't
Yeah,
even
that
was
It
it.
was on the way to
Recap remembers. Look at that. Somebody's done the recap script.
I
I've
found
got that
it,
fresh
yeah.
knowledge in my
So-
brain.
Yeah.
Literally 2018.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
We got it.
2021. We
Yeah.
did it.
The end of 2000.
Of armor.
The end of 2018. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's nuts.
And the worst
That's
part
so
is it
funny.
was worth it too.
Oh,
actually
Yeah,
useful.
it was,
Love D&D.
that's the funny thing is that armor paid off big. Like it
Yeah.
actually paid
Can
off.
you imagine
Like
that
Quill
we-
could
can you
actually
imagine
use it.
If we were just like, oh, thanks, Arvel, but no.
Sentimental.
No,
Yeah.
we don't need it.
We can give it to Aerois or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could have used them, but yeah. No, you catch Arvel up. You explain. I'm assuming you guys don't. Do you hold back on telling him anything, or are you just like, you know what, Arvel? Here's the whole fucking story. Like,
Nah.
bam.
Tell him
Somewhat,
everything. It's
yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
With care and caution, considering we are in an unknown place.
It sounds like Lucius is being careful, but Nova's just like blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but I think
Nah,
Lucius
like-
Careful is as honest as us.
First thing,
Lucius Careful is
Lucius-
going, secret base!
Well, I was gonna say, he goes.
I have a
over to
sister.
he goes over to the window and closes the curtains and like checks it's shut and then turns around to Arvel.
Yeah.
I've got a secret base. Do you want me to come see it?
He looks at you and he's like, "Hey Lucius, you want to know something else? I've got a secret base. Yeah, got a little secret area built in my headquarters back in Gold Throne. So,
Is
welcome
it
to
the
the
coolest?
Secret Base Club.
Oh.
Yeah.
A toast.
Oh, I'm writing that in the
Oh,
diary. Secret base
hell yeah.
club. Okay.
Can we get
Yeah.
shirts? Can we get t-shirts made? Secret
Oh,
base.
now
not the best
that
idea.
defeats the point of a secret base.
For sure, this guy has a secret base and it's a hand.
Arrow pointing
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the back it says, "This is where it is," and it's a map.
Map.
There's a map to it.
Nah. It's an arrow pointing down to my bum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to bring it down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, big party.
Yeah, you guys give him the updates. You tell him everything else, and yeah, it's this man has definitely missed you a lot, and there's a lot of love from Marvel. Not just beyond like you think that those kind of like first little bits of traveling with him and saving his life and the bond with Valor and stuff like that really means a lot to him. So
Yeah.
Very nice.
think we-
catch up.
Pretty much say that,
very much
you know, the entire plan of going to get Valor pretty much as well. Well, not its entirety, but like, it's almost next on our list, right? After this meeting.
Yeah, like those rebels must
you
be
gotta
waiting,
make
right?
Arvel's just like, you gotta make it a priority. I know you've been busy. I know you've had this astral space and the magic, the temple of lightning and all that, and Tiangong and all of that stuff, but you've got to save that kid. For me, at least, please. She don't deserve it. Good.
We just know.
I know that
once we do, it paints a even bigger target on our backs than we already have, and a target on Aerois as well.
here's the thing, Quill, about that. I mean, sure, if he's if this Callus is her daddy, then sure, he's gonna want to get her back. But it sounds like, from what you told me, is his main focus, his obsession is stopping this Hadar. Now, if she was taken by, I know, some rivals, some killers, sure, I imagine he'd go to the ends of the earth. He'd raise planets to get her back. But he knows y'all, right? He's encountered you, he's met you, he's spoken to you. He knows the kind of people you are. And if I was him, well, there's not a lot of other people I would trust to have my daughter with. Even if you're enemies, he knows that you're going to protect her. He knows that you're going to keep her safe, right? He knows that you care about her. So maybe if he's so obsessed with this Hadar, he's just going to, I don't know, let it be for a little? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just, I don't know much about warlords and space wizards and all of that, but I just know if she was my kid, I wouldn't be too unhappy if she was with y'all. Still, go and get her back.
We will.
Good. Anyway, y'all have this meeting you got to be getting to. I can't keep you too busy here, but you want to come by? I'm going to be staying right here, but just contact me if you're going to leave. You going anywhere, you let me know where.
I will. We want
course,
to.
yeah.
Good.
Well, I will be in touch. I feel like one of those people back at the tower sometimes on this ship.
And I know y'all have got your own money and things, but, you know, I've got a lot of good shipbuilders. I know people that can work on airships. You need some upgrades for yours? Oh, I'd consider that a payment in kind. You rescued me from one crashing airship. Least I can do is make sure yours ain't gonna do the same.
Well, I will be in touch about that. It's being upgraded as we speak.
Good. Well, if you need to go out into astral space, I can't imagine it's gonna be cheap to build something that can do that. So whatever you need. And Lucius, you know, becoming a captain and having a crew and doing all of that stuff, that's mighty impressive. I'm really proud of you.
Well, it wasn't me. It was just a
Of course it
happenstance.
was.
I financed it.
Trust me, Lucius, I financed a lot of projects in my time. I worked with a lot of people who had a lot of money. Signing a check, any idiot can do that. But it tends to be that, well, they don't keep it together for much longer. Sounds like you've managed to keep it together. And you've got that crew, and they like you, they respect you, they listen to you. That's not money doing that. It's all you.
Thank you,
Captain.
Waffle.
Nonsense.
Have a sword too, from your friend or your brother. I don't, brotherly friend.
It's like a brother, yeah. You know, Algren's a good fellow. We grew up together. But yeah, you should learn. Make sure you give it a few swings. I ain't no swordsman. I can't teach you, but get practicing. Anyway, I should let you all go. By the gods, it's good to see you.
Well, just so you know, bad things could happen in the next few days. We're expecting some sort of betrayal or intervention from Starbane, so you keep yourself safe, okay?
I will do. I got Evangeline too over there, and I know when to get myself out of trouble when I need to. Don't you worry about that. I mean,
We do also have
can't
a
get worse
skyship
than-
on the way, just for
I'll
your
keep an eye
reference.
out for the storm chaser. Sure. All right, will do. Will do. Now
I
get
wish I
going.
could stay
Come on.
all day, but
I know.
needs must.
Well, I'm here tomorrow. I'm here the day after. So just come on by.
Oh, we will.
Good.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah.
That was nice.
With
I
that,
think that's time's up. We spent too much time with our boy.
you guys make your way back. The guards that have been, they didn't come into the tavern, but they're waiting outside when you leave. One of them comes up to you, a woman. Excuse me, Storm Chaser crew. They are requesting you to return back to the Citadel as soon as you can. Please do not delay any longer.
Okay.
Here we go.
You guys make your way back.
Yeah.
Would you guys just go back the same way that you came? Or would you try and walk through a bit more of Horizon first? Do you want to see more of the city? Or do you want to
much
just
time
go
we
back
got?
the fastest
Is
way?
it-
I mean,
is it an
they're not telling you go, go, go. They're not rushing you, but they're kind of saying you should be heading back now.
Lucius might suggest a final, enjoy the respite and the peace while we can, because things are about to get tough and
It's more just you get a sense of the city, right? Walking through the streets, people are pretty happy here. People are happy in Gusthaven. You've seen places where people are happy. This is the first time you've really seen a place where so many different races all come together. It's not just, predominantly one, predominantly the other. This is a real, mixed pot of people. You see a few Ganassi, you see, elves, you see halflings, you see gnomes, you see everybody kind of walking around. And it's also a place where creativity is highly celebrated. All of the stores are different and unique. The streets have colorful art painted on the stones. It really creates this very vibrant city lifestyle. If you've ever been to places like Brighton, it's kind of got the same vibe. There's a couple of merchants that you pass that you kind of take a mental note of, if places that you might want to come back. You see a blacksmith's called Glories, and it's noticeable because it looks like a normal blacksmith, except outside appears to be a woman who is half tiefling and half Asimar. You can see that she has this deep ruby red skin, but almost gold freckles all across her face and across her arms and body. She has one twisted devilish horn, and then she has bright gold hair that's almost it's shaved on the side with the horn, and then the rest is this really beautiful long golden spun hair. And there's even a faint glow of light where maybe a halo could have once been, but there's nothing visible there. It's just kind of an ambience to it. And she's accompanied by what appears to be a miniature elephant with wings that is holding a hammer in its trunk and helping her work on some sort of weapon. And you just kind of walk past and you're like, that's cool. And you're kind of making your way past and things like that. She gives you a big sort of wave when she sees you looking. She's kind of smiles. She's got this big kind of really happy grin smile, wearing this beautiful armor. The half of her that's tiefling is almost black and twisted and demonic, and then the other half is this angelic gold and silver. She's made it to reflect these two halves of herself. It's very cool.
Awesome.
The other one, Quill and Sentry, you two notice this. It's kind of well established on a road, but it seems a little quiet. The store doesn't look particularly busy. You notice it, Quill, because you see the word Solvin in letters across the top of the store itself. You can see almost, at first you mistake it for a florist's, but then you realize that tucked amongst all the plants and the trees and the leaves, there are all sorts of magical wands and rods and scrolls and little magical trinkets and relics for sale. And the title of the place is called Solvin's Legacy.
I mean, you got a bit of time.
Got a bit of time.
Centuries like Rhiannon's like, we got a bit of time. Yeah, I mean, it looks quite quiet. You know, you've probably got like 5-10 minutes you can stop by, but then you're going to really need to get back.
Hey, why are you two dawdling? What are you looking at?
A shop down there, Sentry. I think it's best Sentry goes there to check it out. We've got some time. We can stop for a second. 5 seconds, 5 minutes.
Let's go
10
check it
minutes
out. I want to see if I can get a little present for someone. Let's go see.
Sure. Sentry, if you want to.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go have a look.
Yeah, you make your way over. It's a really quite pretty little store. It's almost like a little cottage. Little leaded windows, kind of like brick stone walls made of white stone. Essentially, the white stone is very reminiscent of Solvin. Like, you know, the buildings would be made of this kind of like white gold marble. It's kind of made from similar stuff. Very pretty. All these different plants. The stenciled kind of name above the store. When you enter, there's a little ding-a-ling bell. Ding, 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 when you enter. And that smell of plants, like a florist smell, that kind of heavy floral scent hits you. But it's also tinged with there's something in the air, magic or energy that just kind of seems to come alive when you enter. You can see all these different little, some of them are like little clockwork toys, almost like little automatons that are kind of walking up and down and are like arranging flowers. You can see rods and wands, beautifully engraved, these kind of carved pieces of wood topped with crystals that look like something that a very fancy mage would carry. There's even like little satchels and even a set of robes on a mannequin that look to be of hand-stitched and hand-created, all emblazoned with emblems and scenery that all of you have seen, you know, either on Sentry's clothes or when you visited the ruins of the facility where Root was found. They have these traces of Solvin about them. And you hear a voice, you know, from Bahak, you know, some back room. Just a second. And then a woman kind of steps out. She must be sort of in her early 20s. She has dark hair, kind of high cheekbones. She almost has like a very, she looks out of place in the apron, the brown apron, leather apron, and simple tunic and pants that she's wearing. And she kind of comes out and she's carrying like a large, urn with a plant in it. And she just kind of like looks down. She's like, I'm so sorry. I was busy potting outside. And she sees Sentry.
Hello? Your story.
She doesn't say anything. There's just her mouth just kind of drops. And she's like tilting her head. And like she kind of like rubs her eyes. I know. Takes a step closer.
Hello?
I mean, Sentry, it's... Yeah.
Petal? Petal?
On that, she just... Sentry.
I'm just gonna hug
Yeah.
her. I'm just gonna hug
She
her.
just steps in. She steps in super close. And you can see she's trembling, like she's shaking. This isn't, like, she's too old, but it's, now that you look at her, you can see her kind of mother's face, Queen Astoria's face. She's, kind of growing into that same royal figure and visage. It's unmistakably the same girl. She kind of like clutches onto you, kind of get these memories of this young child just kind of clutching onto your legs, holding your hand as you walked around the palace of Solvin. And she's just shaking, and you can hear these deep, heavy, heaving sobs. And she just like puts her forehead against your chest plate. I thought you were gone. You were destroyed. We thought you were destroyed when the teleport worked. You were left behind. I can't believe it's you. I can't believe this.
I never stopped hoping. I never stopped. I never. I always believed you were here.
I'm sorry we stopped looking. That's the thing, Sentry. I wasn't. The teleport took us to. The city wasn't. We were trapped. We were trapped in some ruin. The Sundering must have collapsed something on us. We were meant to go to an estate outside the city, but something had happened. The teleport went wrong, or the Sundering changed the world. Something happened. I was still so young. Mother had a scroll. One that she carried with her for emergencies. It puts somebody into a sleep where they don't age, where they can't be harmed. They only had the one. And she convinced me to let her put me to sleep, and I was little. I didn't understand what she was doing. I woke up.
It's okay.
400 and something years later. Not even their bones were still there. It was just me in this cave. Danica, I don't know if you know her. She's the keeper of the city. She found me. And she knew who I was. She said she'd seen pictures of my mother. She thought I was my mother. Then she realized who I really was.
I'm so glad.
I can't believe.
I'm so glad you're here. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you.
No, you did. You did protect us. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have. They never would have got to the teleport room. They never would have been able to get us out of there. We should be sorry for you. We couldn't take you with us. You were supposed to come with us, Sentry. And I can't believe you're still active. How? You should have gone. What? That light. What is that?
I met Root. I met the Prime. He gave me his matrix. I'm the leader of the Guardians now.
There's nobody better.
Oh, so good to see you, Petal. You need to get somewhere safe, Petal. Something's
Horizon's
coming.
Safe. What's coming?
Petal. I hate to say this to you. He's coming back.
Who?
Starbane.
That's not possible. The cradle keeps them out. That Mother was certain that I'm gonna. The safest place for me right now is with you. That's always been the safest place.
Then I will take you with me. We have a meeting, and then afterwards you're coming with me. You're not leaving my side again, Petal. I'm not gonna let that happen again.
I need to arrange things here. The store. I want to make sure that I pack up my things and maybe give it to somebody that's an apprentice of mine. He's been working for me. Maybe I can. I'll give it. Well, I don't want to give it all away. Maybe I can have him run it for me. Yes.
I'm sorry. It's so beautiful. What you've made here is beautiful. I feel like it's something. Home.
There's no. You know that there's. You know about Solvin, right? You know that it's all gone.
I do.
Okay. Well, as long as we're together.
We will be. I promise. I'm gonna hug her, like just hug her so tight.
Yeah, I don't know. You said you have a meeting. Maybe you should come by tonight. I'll pack up my things and we'll figure something out. But yes, something. I need to think as well. This is a lot. This is an awful lot.
I'll catch you up. A lot has happened since I last saw you. It's
Yes, I imagine. Well, I might have some things I can catch you up on as well.
I'd love
I've
to
been
hear it.
alive for a little while now. I've grown up a little bit, so.
Okay, we need to go, but please, I'll find you. I'll come back and find you tonight. Okay.
Yes.
Do you have a way of
Sounds nice.
contacting me? Is there any?
Yes, I can. I've got something. I have a wand that I can use. A wand of scrying, sending, not scrying, sending. I
Okay,
just didn't
we'll
think
be
to
at-
use it on you. I thought for sure that you'd been destroyed. I should have tried. Why didn't I try? That's
It's
so
okay.
stupid.
It's okay. I'm sure we would have found each other at some point, and we have.
I think we have. We have.
We'll be at the
And
Citadel.
I can't enter the Citadel. I don't think. I maybe I can. I've never tried. I know Danica. Danica knows me, so maybe that
Okay.
will help. Okay.
If you.
Okay.
Okay.
And then with that, we're gonna end the episode.
Well, god damn. God damn. That almost got me. Almost got me. That one almost got me.
That's a long time coming, that
Just
one.
think, we
Yep.
almost just went
Wow.
straight to the meeting.
I know.
Well, yeah. Man, I had a question as well. Hey, do you want to end on a cliffhanger, Mark? I've got
Sure.
a question for the eye.
Yeah, sure, let's do
You wanna
that.
do one more little
I
bit.
said no,
Sure.
absolutely, sure. We've still got 5
So,
minutes. It was a
think,
good point to end.
Early in that reunion, Will probably
Mhm.
wouldn't have handled it too well, seeing as family returning for Sentry brings back memories of family returning for Quill. So he kind of looks towards the Rose Pinion where this messenger guild is.
Mhm.
And then instead turns to the Citadel of the Reborn. That's where the meeting's taking place, right?
Yes, it is.
Cool. Can I ask the eye where I'm standing now, what this will look like in 3 days?
Yeah. Okay. So, while Sentry and Petal are speaking, and the rest of everybody's kind of watching this scene unfold, you kind of take a back step. You look out the door. You take a back step, so you're now out on the street, and you look up at the Citadel. You ask the question. The storm blows across your vision, becoming the swirling mists of cloud and energy. You see the Citadel as it is, and then rapidly, night passes to day, day passes to night. You see people come and go. You see movement. Nothing changes.
Oh, that's even worse, though. That's even worse.
It's all on
That's
the
what you asked.
inside.
That's what you asked. And that is where we end the episode for real. I've got more
Okay,
reunions
alright.
planned at some point, by the way. This is just the beginning.
Man,
All of that stuff
everyone's
that
here.
you've been setting up for a long time, it's coming back. It's coming back.
Oh, damn.
Horizon's like
Kim's got to
Smash
meet her
Bros.
family yet.
Everyone's here.
Taylor's got to
They'll
meet
probably be
people.
dead by the time
The
I'm done.
all-star team.
Horizon is like a central big city. So, yeah.
God damn. Cool.
And you did ask
Cool,
3
cool,
days, right? You asked 3 days. What will this look like
I
in
mean,
3
that's how
days'
long the
time?
meetings are, right?
Vaguely.
'Cause I mean, I would have asked as long as there are meetings, right? Like by the end of the
Sure.
meetings are done. Okay.
Sure.
All right.
No change.
No change.
You got more of that
I was
question.
looking in the wrong direction.
4th day.
Should have been. I should have turned around. If I
Literally
turn
just
around,
2 days
just
after the
fire.
meeting.
yeah.
Damn,
No,
what an
that
episode.
tower is totally fine. Project Vanguard, however, is stood right behind me. I didn't see it.
What's that shadow? What's that big shadow?
Maybe.
Man,
Maybe.
what a cool ass episode! Holy crap!
Had so much in it.
We got
I mean,
the Wyvern armor, guys.
first of all, I think Ree and I are the fucking worst for getting emotional in this shit. Like, we both get it
Yeah.
really bad. Like, so it's like that was a whole fucking mess.
I was
I mean,
not.
that's it.
I was
like,
not expecting that.
It's like
at
me and
all.
Ree,
Fuck.
and then Kim and Katie are a very close second. Like, I feel like you guys kind of come
I
up, and
couldn't
then
look at
Tom
you
and
guys.
Trot are at the bottom.
No,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went, so I had to just sit and
Aw.
Yeah, I was looking away because
Yeah.
I was like, I could not look at you guys.
This is
It's
the
okay.
thing, right? I'm not actually sad, and I want chat to understand this. I'm not actually sad or like anything. When I start pretending to be sad, I get like teary. Like, you know how like actors have to like force themselves for sad scene? I wouldn't need to do that.
Actors.
I'd
No.
be actors. I do a sad scene, I'd be like blah 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 blah. blah.
Sorry,
I'm
you are
still
crying
fucking
too
going.
much. This isn't that
I mean,
sad
I
a
think it
scene.
also
You are
got me.
crying
I've
way
been
too
in a
much.
particularly fragile mood today, so I think that I was like, no,
It was-
no, because like
No, no.
anything will
Stay
get
in
me
there.
today.
Go back in
No,
there. Like,
no.
sucking the tears
Try to
back
suck
up.
it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Well,
a
the thing is,
fucking
it's
episode.
not even always sad.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's emotional though. But it's
we're
like what an episode to be
invested.
feeling fragile
Happy.
for. We re-met Rose Meadow, we re-met Arvel, and we got our Wyvern armor back, and we've had this big shock reunion. Like, sure, triple
Wyvern armor,
threat.
yeah.
Why not? Make us all cry.
I'll tell you
Maybe
one
the-
thing. I know that like we should. I know we should read donations and stuff, but I like doing this kind of like post-show discussion stuff because I get
Yeah.
to say things like, "You have no fucking idea that ever since you guys found that fucking sequester scroll, the amount of theories of people being like, oh, that's a weird fucking scroll for like to find. Maybe she made some more," and I'm there like.
Yeah, no, I've had an inkling ever since that whole thing kicked off.
Same.
Like ever since Lucius had
Yeah.
the sequester
Yeah.
scroll used, like it's been in my mind for months.
Been in the noodle brain. Like, what
Yeah.
if?
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's also
Yeah.
as a point, I had no idea Rhiannon was going to use commune for that question to start today's episode either. Like, I had no
Bam!
fucking clue
Oh my
that was coming.
god.
So,
So
it was
that
just like when you
will-
did it, when she
Before we
asked that
can-
question, I was like, well,
But let's carry on this discussion. Absolutely. On
Yep.
High Rollers D&D.
but on High Rollers D&D,
yeah.
yes, you're
Yeah.
we have
absolutely
to
right.
wrap
Land
up
on
on
Yogs.
Yogs. Parsec Pals is coming up
Parsec
next.
Pals are next.
So if you want to hear
Far
our
less
debrief,
emotions.
yeah, come on
Yeah.
over to High Rollers. But unless, go say hi to Parsec Pals, and we'll see you all
Yeah,
in a week's time.
sure.
Big love
See you next
to
week.
Bye, young.
Ped Gwan and Booba.
Bye, everybody. Over there.
Yeah.
Bye.
Still
Yeah.
live. Still live.
Still
Still
live.
live, though.
Still
Welcome.
Welcome
High
to
rollers
the
off
after
the
party.
baby.
Yeah.
So-
no, I
so
just
that
when
whole
Rhiannon
thing-
asked that question, I was like, well, well then.
So that wasn't just as
Yeah.
a result of Ree's commune. That was always
Yeah.
there.
No,
That
no,
seemed
that like I
Too
I,
good to be true.
That's
Sol-
wild.
Right. Solvin's Legacy, this little magic shop run by Petal, you don't know her full name yet, that has been in my notes since Sentry gave me her backstory. I've
Wow.
literally had that magic shop in my notes for Horizon the whole time.
Wow.
And I've just been
Wow.
waiting,
I see a
just like
timestamp for
sitting on
this.
it like,
God damn.
Oh,
God
Such a-
damn.
that's,
Wow,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
What a quaint little
We
like
took
round off of
yeah.
that character as well.
We took so long to get to Horizon too. Oh my gosh. Like
well, it's also, it never came up. Like, I mean, I think things like,
yeah.
I don't know, Starbane teleporting you across the world and taking Valor and being
Had a
transported to
little
the
bit of an
Astral
effect,
Sea.
yeah.
I think they had a big
Originally,
effect.
Horizon
Dark.
was
so-
where we were going. When we met, we were on an
Yeah.
airship to Horizon. We just literally,
Yeah.
since that airship, have not been able to get there. Horizon
I'm trying to
was always
remember
the
if you
place
guys
we
were you going to Horizon or were you coming from
going
Horizon?
to
Yeah.
Horizon.
I always
We
get
were
them.
going
To...
to-
Oh, okay. I
to-
trust your guys' notes way more than my memory. So, yeah. So there you go. So you would have like that could have been a thing.
Damn.
Yeah.
What
The
a
very first
diversion.
line in my note is going to
Headed to
traveling to
Horizon.
Horizon.
Yeah.
There you
That
go.
was your
Session
first
0.
ever note.
Session 0.
So that would have been because the airship crash was planned. So the idea was pretty much like you guys would get to Gold Throne. Like, I imagine that once you got to Gold Throne, you would have then been freed up to do your own stuff, right? Like Nova would want to go after Tiangong shards, Lucius would want to go and see family and daddy, Sentry would want to go to like, you know, and but you guys would probably go to Horizon because you were traveling there. Like that was the whole planned thing. So that my idea was like Gold Throne, and then you'd hit Horizon. So you probably would have got there at like level 7-ish, like 7, 8. Level 14.
Yeah.
2 years later.
I mean,
the
we did get
teleport that
teleported
even
across the
surprised
astral
you.
sea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's not on you. That's not a blaming on you. That's like me knowing fucking
That's
hell this
D&D.
campaign's gone.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We had 2
Jesus.
teleports that
And you got
weren't
the Wyvern
entirely
armor.
within your control.
We got the
Yeah. And
Wyvern up.
Got the fucking Wyvern armor.
Question,
And now
question
Quill's
for
wearing
Ree.
it.
Question for Ree, coming in on
Yo.
this campaign, doing D&D for the first time, did you ever anticipate the storyline that you made would culminate in this amount of emotion 2 years later, 2.5 years later?
No, I didn't think I'd be like, crying on multiple occasions.
crying over D&D. Like,
Just absolutely
like genuinely
wrecked.
just like...
Who does that? Jeez.
I know.
Really?
Who does that? Jeez.
Oh, damn nerds.
I'm not someone that cries
Yeah.
like particularly easily, like, but
I
D&D,
do,
man,
like,
it's
all the
like
time.
it gets you. It really
Ugly
does.
crying. Yeah.
And you know
I
what?
cry
when
more over
any one
fictional
of you
shit.
go, when any one of you go, that's it. I'm like, well, may as
Well,
well.
no, Katie, hang on. Whoa. Katie, let's back it up. When any one of you
Not
go...
you.
No, when you mean me or Kim or Ree, those two don't fucking do it. They're not going to
These
get
two,
emotional.
never.
Yeah.
Never.
I was gonna
Dead
say-
These two.
inside.
Trot's on a lower level than me. That was close. That was
Yeah.
real close that time.
Like,
I
well,
have
just that
feelings.
initial
However-
moment between...
Trot
I
was,
want people
no, he doesn't
to know that
No.
I have feelings.
He
Just not over
doesn't-
fictional characters. Which is actually
Yeah.
perfectly
no,
normal.
I felt it. It just doesn't come to the surface.
Yeah.
I felt
Yeah,
it,
that was
honestly.
Yeah.
I did feel things.
I try so hard not to let it go, but the whole petal thing, like I was like, I can't. I just fucking can't. It's there. I can't do it.
That's a,
It was like
that's a
having
big
the
storyline.
Rose Meadow stuff, then the Arvel stuff, and then the Petal stuff, and just
Chipping
it's like
away at you.
layers.
Yeah.
Rhiannon's face when I said Rose Meadow, and Rhiannon was just like, excited.
She's my favorite.
Yeah.
I love her.
So good.
Would you like me to read some donations?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do it.
Yeah, I would.
Cool. We had a donation from Varys with no message. Thank you very much, as usual, Varys. Serico has donated $20 dues and says, Mark enters his attic, blowing the dust off of the box of documents. Finally, the time has come, he mutters, removing character sheets old as time itself. I can't wait to meet them all, Mark. Take it easy, my dudes. Yep, there you go. A reference to all of the notes you've had this entire dang time. Teflon Live has donated. I missed the last High Rollers because I brought my girlfriend, Spudling, to my parents last week, which ended with me
Aw.
coming out as non-binary. Didn't go
Hey,
perfectly.
congrats.
Congrats.
Didn't go perfectly. Luckily, her parents are much
Nice.
nicer. Thank you for all the awesomeness. Well, congratulations,
Well done.
Teflon.
Yeah.
Very, very well done. Marsh Tomp has donated with early warning of Marsh Tomp, don't know. And then Marsh Tomp has donated again with Tim, recap, Katie, news Kim, Troth, and oh look, a Mataline. Must be the last one of the season. Munch. C'est moi. Marsh Tomp, you supple boy. I need a name for Katie. On Sky Jousting, I imagine Lucius getting a Chaucer as his hype man. Chaucer. I could do that, I imagine. Kappa. Yeah, I remember Chaucer from Spell Clash. Is
From
he
A
here?
Knight's
Is he
Tale?
in Horizon?
Who?
It's
Jeffrey
Chaucer
Chaucer, played by Paul
No.
Bettany? No.
The guy that Lucius went against in Spell Clash.
Isn't it not
No,
Um,
Chauncey.
I thought he was
Chauncey.
Chauncey.
Chauncey. Yeah.
Chauncey.
He's
Yeah.
great.
I'm going to put him in my notes. Chauncey.
Okay.
What about that
He's back,
spell
baby.
clash? Like, what
Chauncey
about that
is here.
Hey,
spell
look.
clash guy who like sponsored Quill
Guys,
and
honestly,
Lucius?
I don't want to hear the word spell
Oh,
clash
that
anymore.
dude.
No.
We can't spell clash now. We can't. You're too high level.
No.
It's really complicated and broken. No more spell clash. It's gone.
We'll just-
The sport's
We
gone out
can
of business.
we can go watch it though, right? We just couldn't
No,
compete in it. We
no,
can watch it.
no.
Can we
Oh,
announce,
but I want to
please?
see Chauncey again.
Can we announce merchandise that is the Spell Clash board game? Coming out soon?
Yeah.
That we can do. I would love to make a spell clash card game or something like that.
Card
That'd be
game
dope.
would be
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
What about we
Mark.
just do an extra stream every week and it's just the magical people playing Spell Clash? They're just rising the ranks in
Oh
the
my
tournament.
God.
Ooh.
I don't hate that
Essentially, they were
idea,
just
actually.
in the
That's
crowd,
pretty
like,
cool, huh?
Well, no, you guys could make your own mages. Like, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe not these characters. What if it's not these characters, but you all play like level 3 wizards and you're all in spell clash?
Min
Be a whole
max.
It's just
tournament.
rising the
That sounds
ranks.
dope.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
I could
Hell
do
yeah.
overlays and stuff, like tournament overlays and
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Could
oh, that's dangerous.
It's happening. The
The
ideas.
only thing preventing
Alright.
me from doing this is literally the time in the week to do.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Well,
Look,
you know,
the
we'll-
seed has been planted.
we have a rotating
We'll see if it
roster.
grows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Could we challenge Starbane to trial by spell clash?
No,
So instead of like a big
no.
war, just like a big
No.
tournament.
Also, he'd win, but no.
Yeah. Anyway, Serico has donated with Rosemeadow. Rosemeadow! Thank you very much. Your
Thank you.
dick is now a gala noodle has donated with Skedaddle Skedoodle. Skedaddle Skedoodle, your dick is now a gala noodle. I'm not an elf, I'm not a gnoblin.
That's an
I'm a gala
amazing
noodle.
double reference.
And you've been gala noodled.
I hate that.
You've just been gala
Cool.
noodled.
That's great.
That's
so
Tom's
cursed.
new meme. So cursed.
Frenchie 1001 has donated with I'm Vodsquad. Oh my God. On Vodsquad. On curious. Having trouble talking there, aren't you, Tom? I know what you're going to say. Actually, I remember very specifically your first outrage when I messed up my words. Oh, look at it!
Don't we all? It's a very well viewed.
I had that clip
It
saved.
was literally,
It's one of my
I
top
did a
clips.
Phoenix right. I slammed the desk. I was just like,
Yep.
"Da-da-da-da-da."
Yeah.
Take that.
I literally have that clip
Um,
saved. I just,
Yeah.
bookmark
Anyway.
it.
Anyway, Frenchie has donated with I'm Vod Squad on episode 102. First time donator. Mark, I'm a new DM and I have a homebrew campaign based on an anime. What are your recommendations for puzzles, traps, loot, and balancing homebrew items? Thank you.
Oh, that's so many topics to answer in very one short window.
Tasha's Cauldron has a lot of different things for traps and stuff, right? No?
I would say there's
does,
an old third
but-
edition book called The Book of Challenges, which is very good for like puzzles and encounters and stuff. In terms of encounters, think of it like video games. Go find some really good boss fights in video games. Look at what they do and how they do it. You know, why, you know, in like a Destiny 2 raid, why is it fun that you use these certain things and do, like, you have to look at the whys. This is the big thing about DMing and writing in general. Look at the why. Why is this fun? Why does this work? Why do people like doing
Why is
this?
everyone crying
when you-
again?
Why is everyone crying again? Why do people like crying? All of those kind of things. It's catharsis. Stuff like that's good to look at. Good level design in video games will teach you a lot about good level design in D&D and battle design as well. I also YouTube channels, YouTube videos. I'm going to hopefully make more videos on that sort of thing. Come and subscribe.
Stay tuned.
There you go.
Nice.
Trumpole has donated. Nice plug. Trumpole has donated with, and tonight, Keelek is visited by the spirit of Smeek to complete the trifecta of old friends brought back by Mark to torture. Delight Tom. No, Smeek is not in Horizon. I don't know if that's fact or not. I'm just telling you, he's not.
Isn't he?
Why would he be? We last
He's
saw him in a
hosting a
dungeon
meeting.
in Gusthaven.
He's always with us, Tom. He's always with us.
Please,
Oh.
please
Hearts.
make
In our
it
hearts.
in Horizon. Oh,
Does
Go
Ayla?
Smeek.
Does Ayla miss Smeek?
Yeah, Ayla misses Smeek. No, she doesn't.
Okay.
She wouldn't miss Smeek.
I was gonna
She
say,
wouldn't miss
I'd be
Smeek.
like, if you miss Smeek, I'll put Smeek in. I'll put him in. I hate him, but I'll put him
Katie
in.
misses Smeek.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully not. Sir King God has donated with, "Hi guys, VOD squad for me tonight. I hope you're all doing well as can be. As always, just wanted to say massive thanks to everything you do. You're helping so many people. Can't wait to see tonight's video. Keep rolling high." Thank you very much, Sir King God.
Oh,
Very, very nice message.
Thank you very much.
Jetpack Justin, watch out, here he comes. Has donated with Tom. You may want to reread the second paragraph of the secret chest spell. Do I?
Uh-oh.
Sure.
All the contents get crushed when you make it small again.
I think it's if you don't cast the spell within a certain amount of times, it like fucks up or something like that.
Oh, there's a cumulative 5% chance per day that the spell's effect ends. That's all right. It's only been like
He's only
2
cast it once per
days
day.
since we crashed in the airship anyway. So
Yeah, it's okay for now.
Marsh Tomp has donated again with, "Okay, Matt, I thought this episode couldn't get any better. We've had Rose Meadow, we've had our boy Avril Lavigne. We've got complicated, and then we got a Holifan. I am 100% without doubt Team Holy Flying Elephant." There you go. Newton
Holifant's
in a
cool.
guard disguise. Hello. What's all this then? An elf with a secret basement? Are you a member of the official guard's secret basement dwelling enthusiast? May I see your license? Wouldn't want any teleporting bombs finding your only remaining family. Tally ho!
Thanks, Newton.
Thank you, Newton.
Wow.
Man, I immediately fell into that character. That was amazing. Marsh Tom has donated again with, "Okay, I thought Holifant was the best, but then Matt, you hit us all with petal. The wholesomeness from warm plates to this. Sentry is the best." Sorry, Quill and A Plumbus. All right. Hamster Tickler has donated.
Take my field
with
bullet.
Field bullets. Yeah. That's amazing. Hamster Tickler has donated with, "Thank you all for the wonderful episode. Like everybody in chat, I'm crying for Petal and
Aw.
Sentry's meeting." Yeah.
Someone's saying in chat that it doesn't take a spell slot to cast your secret to open your chest thing, so you need to read your spell.
Man, I really didn't
Read your
read this,
spell,
did
Tom.
I?
You really didn't read it.
While
Anyway,
the
read
chest
it later.
remains on the ethereal plane. Okay. I'll read it later.
Later.
I won't. I'll
Read it
keep
later.
making a mistake. Minnie Wilson 33 with a quarter hundo. "Mark, you are such an inspiration as a writer. I love how the rest of the crew always plays off of it and each other so well. Been a long-time fan and always will be." There you go. There's a nice message
Aw,
from Minnie
thank you.
Wilson. Daft Day 41. "Well, ain't that just the most wholesome episode? Hippie horsey lady, Nova being that friend at airport security, yeah. And how about dumping 80 episodes of info on Southern Dwarven Gentlemen and that bombshell at the end? Blimey." Yeah, Nova was a little Karen-y, a little. Max the Menace.
A small
Say
bit
that.
Karen.
I really hate the Karen term. I think it's so sexist because there's no male equivalent to it. But also,
And also,
legit,
it's not
she's
very nice
pissed
to
off.
people called
Everyone's-
Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
my mum's called Karen. It's weird for me
everyone's
too.
just like, everyone's just bringing up her family, and she's very sensitive about her family after Zarkira threatened her family. I don't see a problem with that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's the
Max-
question on the form is: are you or anybody you know involved with a terrorist organization? It's but to Kim to Nova, it's like, why the fuck do you want to know about my family? Why the fuck do you want to know about my family? I'll kill you. Which is totally valid.
But they've already
like-
got all. No, it was more that they'd already got all the information, and she hates that.
Yeah.
She hates that.
Yeah.
Like,
Welcome to the
Yeah,
real
well,
world. Surveillance
got it too.
24/7. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep.
Everyone knows where you are all the time. Max the Menace with a quarter hundo. "The last time I've cried was with the death of my dog, but somehow these streams have gotten me closer to crying than anything else in these last years. Also, Mark is a real method DM. Thanks, High Rollers. Also, much happy in short amount of time. Much happy. Yeah. A lot of happiness this
Much
episode.
happy.
You're a
So
real
much
meth
very
head
happy.
DM, Mark.
I'm a meth head DM.
Mark.
Big meth head, me. Big meth head.
Darrow with a half hundo. a very loud screeching noise. I'm literally crying. This was so good, and I love all of this so much. Thank you, Darrow. Layden has donated.
Yeah.
We've been watching episodes slowly over the past few years and only just caught up to watch live for the first time. Welcome. Couldn't ask for a better first episode to watch live. Loving the campaign. Thank you very much, and welcome again, Layden. Nightjar.
Welcome.
Why are all these people we love in one place? I don't like it. Please no.
Exactly.
Before anything goes wrong.
Lovely reunions.
Why are all our favorite NPCs here?
That was honestly, I had that in the back of my head while we're having all these lovely moments and there's more to come, and I'm like,
Kim, you think it's bad now? Lol.
Mr. Riddleman.
You haven't met everybody yet, Kim.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh,
Mr.
no,
Riddleman has
sus.
donated 777, all sevens. Good Titans, Mark. That was just too much. Thank you very much. Sir Dolphus. Damn it, Mark. I'm a 6'2" butcher from the Midwest. You've got me crying into my Bud Light so hard it almost stuck out my cigarette.
Right, as a thing, I do want to make a serious point, and I know I may be sucking the fun out of the joke, but it's okay. Like, you know, just because you're a 6'2" butcher, or you know, you're a rugby player, or you're a lady or a guy, none of it matters. Like, if emotions are fine, it's okay to have a bit of a cry. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Trot. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Me too. I'm worried that if I ever cry, it would just release all of the weird gunk that's inside my tear ducts, and it'll be like
Been
when a
backed up
sewer
for
burst,
27
you know?
years.
Oh god.
That's high pressure.
just burst.
Are those crystals
Varys-
forming out of his eyes?
You won't believe this. You won't believe this, but Varys has donated again, this time with a message, and it's a half hundo.
Oh.
Oh.
It
Oh
says,
wow, thank you.
Oh my god.
okay,
Varys never
this episode, it hit me hard in a good way. Thank you very much, Varys. Thank you
Thanks,
for the
Varys.
double donation. Very, very generous.
Aw.
And Fail of Fail Draws fame has donated
Lovely.
with, I was prepared for a super stressful time, and instead what I got was an extremely wholesome time, and suddenly I'm sitting here crying with petal-related feels. What a super cool episode, honestly. There you go. Mark, the feels ninja. He's back in the room again.
You
never know what I'm gonna
Field
get to.
ninja.
Feels shurikens.
I'm coming.
Teleports behind you. It's personnel.
It's personnel, kid. Speaking of
Dr.
everybody
Science.
worrying that this was going to be like a big attack on the city, by the way, before we went live, Tom took one look at the map and went, "That's looking very Attack on Titan there, Mark."
Oh, that's Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Uh,
There are titans in
Dr.
the walls.
Science 31415. That's pi. Mark, would you be willing to share any missed details and storylines at the end of the campaign? I believe so. At the end, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we did
I
that
think
for
we did with
Lightfall. I'd
Lightfall,
love
didn't
to-
we?
Yeah, that's what I love doing that. That's fun.
Yeah.
I
at the end of the
think
campaign.
honestly, there's not as many in this. In Lightfall, there was a load of stuff where like things
You've
just
got
didn't
your
get resolved.
wyvern
or, like,
armor.
stuff.
Shut up.
No, the Wyvern
Exactly.
Armor,
Yeah.
yeah.
What happened
honestly-
to Girly?
Oh, don't! I never want to hear that name ever again.
What about that one cleric that was stone
stone
in the
cleric.
Underdark that
Christ.
looked
Yeah.
like
Thanks for
Aaron?
coming to the
Did
stream.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye.
Did you know that there's a cushion in IKEA called Girly? And oh my god, we find
there
her.
is.
She's in IKEA all along.
It's almost like that's where I got the name from. Whoa. Anyway,
Oh, we're about to
continue,
meet a
Thomas.
leader from the Dragonborns. Here's Kallax. Darkocon has donated with
Uh-oh.
tears add to the RP. First time watching live since Lightfall, so this was definitely the episode. Shame we'll
yeah.
never get a Night Frost reunion. God, yeah, you're right.
God.
Very dead.
You know who else?
Very,
you know who
very
else won't
good.
be in Horizon? That NPC that I played for like one fight and then killed. He won't be back. The one in
Galen.
was it Callie's Rest? No.
Yeah.
The one before that.
Piri.
Galen,
Oh, yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, Lark Network or Torman, he won't show up either. Lark Network has donated with just emailed you about our charity D&D sports stream. There you go. Thanks, Lark Network, for the
sweet.
donation. reminding us of an email. Oh, and sorry, Dario has donated again with, in all seriousness, between this and Strahd and Critical Role, this week has been full of emotional catharsis in lots of ways, and I really appreciate it. No spoiler, but Trot's Strahd character is suddenly very important to me. And that was
Ominous.
all the donations.
Ominous.
There's a point. Talking about IKEA and names, by the way, if you ever need NPC names, IKEA catalog, man. Like, you need a name for a D&D character? I'm now Millsbow. I'm Havster. You know, you can just open it up. Brims. Loads of
My
great
lamp
names.
is called Hector.
Really generic, just names for Swedish people, though.
I mean, I don't think so.
And
No.
shelves.
No. John Annis. Shiafron. Victlock. There you go. Great name.
Do you want to go through bits, jogs, donos, and everything as well?
Just do a big, like, any major ones. Just shout out the names. Big names. List of names.
All right. Trumpole, Yorkshire Dave, Spudling Gaming, Devious Kitty, Serico, Daft Day 41, Annie, Ster, and Debici with some bits. Thank you very much. And Jilt with Kicker, Dreadlord, Fallen Angel. Thank you for those. Ace of Thorns did a Yog Dono, and that was so many memories. At least these streams aren't dragon on. Sorry, dragon?
You really shoehorn that pun in there. Really shoehorn
Yeah.
it.
I don't like it. I'm not a fan, Ace. Sorry.
Ola Envey also donated with their message. Thank you very much. And that is the lot. Spell Clash
Thanks,
competitor
everybody.
top trumps. That is a great idea, Nightjar. Anyway,
Everyone plays top trumps.
they do. They do.
Round us out,
I mean,
Mark.
Ayla was. Yeah, go on.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this
okay, fine.
endless
Bye.
madness. Thank you so much. We will be back on Thursday for Curse of Strahd, and then back on Sunday for more Aerois. That's it. Thank you very much. Big, cool episode. More cool stuff next week.
Big cool.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good one. Take
That was
care.
a big call.
Bye bye. We love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
Feels gun.
Bye.